don't care if you subscribe to the coronavirus Delta Plus. This is Black and Black times infinity. I am your host, your boy Blue, coming to you live straight from the digital world of the internet. Now, I'm actually over in Hayward. But on my far left, mixing it up on the ones and twos, Kronos.
Y'all ready for the lockdown part 2?
Mm-hmm. On far right of my screen, it's the oldest ninja in the world, Old Ninja.
I just want to know who approved season 2 of COVID-19. Who's responsible for this?
For real, oh my god.
Season 1 sucked.
Yeah. Season 2 is just getting into high gear. Here we are back at it again, guys.
Yeah, so it's COVID.
Yeah.
It's all bad.
For real.
That's all bad.
We're at worse numbers today than we were this same time last year. It's amazing. Not the deaths. No, actually, it might be the same amount of deaths too. I don't know. So it didn't start getting really crazy until like holiday season. But we have more confirmed cases of COVID right now than we did last year by a lot.
And this is, and most of these are the Delta variant, right?
Yeah, that's what most people are kind of assuming. But yeah, it's mostly Delta variants. So yeah,
I kind of wonder. I wonder if Disney's behind this because we have Loki came out and we had the different variants. Now you have all these different COVID variants. Are they just trying to get some free advertising?
No, we talked about this before. It was Barry Allen. He went to the timeline, and Marty McFly at the same time. So Marty fucked his mom, and Barry went back in time again.
Well, I think also Loki, I guess, fucked himself.
Oh, he did. He did fuck himself.
I'm sticking to it. I think it's Enchantress. I don't give a fuck what nobody says, including Double Tank. I'm just saying.
Loki fucked Loki.
He doesn't think that it's Enchantress. Thinks that it's some new character, but I'm sticking with it. It's Enchantress.
Loki fucked Loki.
I'm not one of you.
What else do we have? What the Scarlet Witch? She done.
Yeah, but her stuff's kind of localized. She didn't mess with time. I mean, we will see her in the Multiverse of Madness, but
yeah, anyway, kind of ties off to Loki.
All right, we got stats.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we do have
stats.
But now I got
some figures.
I was ill prepared for the stats.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
I got it.
The listener of the week would be Literally what the person, yeah, listened to a shitload of times. I'm not exaggerating. If you looked up a shit and a load, it'd be that number. And first in the chat, well, we don't know yet because YouTube's all fucking weird, and I got to click on 3 different things to get to the actual chat room. And now I'm in, and nobody has chatted yet. But we're late. It's because we're late this time because OBS decided that it was a mandatory update and upgrade, so I had to wait for a little while to update, and we're kind of a little bit late anyway. It is what it is.
Yeah, so we have one RIP. This is Jay Pickett from General Hospital. He was filming a Western movie called Treasure Valley. Apparently, during one of the scenes, he kind of doubled over. He was the lead in the film. He's a writer, producer, and creator of the film. However, official postings of his death have not been posted. It's being assumed that he died due to a heart attack, but it's not been confirmed. He was 60 years old. This guy does not look 60, actually. But he's been in a bunch of stuff. He's been in NCIS, he's been in Desperate Housewives, Dexter, The Mentalist, Rosewood. He's done a lot of stuff, but he doesn't look 60 at all. But RIP to Jay. Hey.
Alright, well, gentlemen, where do you want to go first? I mean, there's some interesting topics on here.
So one of them we got to skip until Prodigy shows up.
Which one?
Black
Widow?
Black Widow, yeah. We got
He ain't got no convincing arguments.
What's
yeah,
up?
true.
I say he doesn't have any convincing arguments.
What was his excuse last when we got the first opening weekend numbers?
He didn't say anything. He said sure.
Yeah.
That's it. He refused to concede. But now he feels like he's been vindicated, so we'll wait till he shows up.
When we first talked about it, he was like a man with terrible, what what do you call them? Damn, hemorrhoids. He was all butthurt.
Oh, oh man. Damn.
Okay. I said what I said. Okay.
That's what I said. I guess want to talk about. I know Odin just added this to the list, but I think this is pretty fucking cool, hot topic about the PS5.
Yeah, the PS5 has announced that you can upgrade your storage ability now, and they released their.
Cheers.
It's weird to me, but they released their partnership with Seagate, and there's going to be 3 different types of drives, or 3 different capacities. So I guess there's going to be a 1 terabyte, a 2 terabyte, and a 4 terabyte.
There's a half terabyte too.
There's
500 gig.
Oh wait.
There's a 500 gig. That'll work as well.
Why would you want a 500 gig? I think it will hold 3 games.
You'll know why in a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you have a shit ton of money, if you can pay for 2 more PlayStations, that's what you need to get the 4 terabyte expansion.
It's more than 2 PlayStations. It's like 3.
3. I only saw that it was like.
Oh, we lost him.
So, hold on, I gotta pull it back up. But when I saw it was $1,500.
The one I saw was only was $999. I guess it depends on the vendor. But the one I saw was 1,000 for 4 terabytes. It is, I believe, 240 for 2 terabytes or something like that.
Well, it's like it's the new Fire CUDA. I think it's the 530 or some shit like that. Hold on.
Something like that. Yeah.
No,
Oh, we have it posted. It is.
Yeah.
Yes, the Fire CUDA 530.
Yeah.
530 series, Gen 4 SSD.
Oh, sorry. It's a little over $1,000. So that's still more than double the price.
That's still a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, the 4 terabyte with a heatsink is a little over $1,000. So I called it. I told y'all when the PS5 first came out. I said when they're gonna have expansions. Once I first broke down the architecture of the SSD that's in this thing, I was like, when there's gonna be hard drives that come out, it's gonna be more than the fucking PlayStation. And people were just like, I don't know. I'm like, I fucking know. Like, it's for a 4 terabyte, it's more than the cost of the PlayStation. So a 1 terabyte isn't so bad. It's a little less than the cost. It's
like 220.
Yeah, well, 5. It's 2. Yeah, around
roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends.
Shit's fucking pricey.
So I mean. Yeah, so when the Xbox Series X dropped, literally 3 weeks after it dropped, they released an expansion, and it's roughly, it was at the time, because I actually posted it to the group, it was a 1 terabyte slot expansion. It was $220 at the most. There were some places that were selling it for $210. Average spot was $215. And the biggest thing people have been talking about is like the difference between the 2 consoles is that with the Xbox you just slot it in. There's a slot, you just push the drive in. With the PS5 you have to literally take it apart. You have to take it apart, remove a bunch of stuff, and you got to remove the covers and then slot the expansion in and put it back together.
So I went on to GameRent.com and I looked up top 10 highest hard drive space required games. I'm just gonna read off the top 5.
That one probably is.
Yeah. So number 1. Actually, I'll start with number 5. We'll go down the list. Number 5 is actually Mortal Kombat 11 with 84 gigs requirement for that game. Number 4 is NBA 2K21, which is 96 gigs. Number 3 is Destiny 2 with 101 gigs. Hitman 3 is 105 gigs.
Why?
And the number 1 game is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War with 225.3 gigs of space required for that game.
Yep.
Goddamn. Goddamn. That's a lot of fucking gigs.
Damn.
That's why I kept complaining about that fucking game, because it's too large. There's no reason for it to be. It's not that complicated of a fucking game. You know what I mean? It's not graphically that intensive. Yeah, they have different maps, but the maps aren't that fucking big. You know, so and it's been that way, and it's been steadily getting more and more bloat since the game came out, because the coders that code that game they're shit coders. They don't know how to actually fucking remove goddamn shit out of their code. they just keep they're probably just like I forget what the fuck they call it, but there's like a thing where you just put like a hashtag in front of the code.
Hashtag flash.
Yeah, you put a hashtag in front of the code, and it just like it's still there, but
It ignores
it's
it.
not being used. Yeah, so that's probably what they're doing. Just like a shitload of
You
code.
comment it out.
But, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Depending on what language you use, it's either backslashes or hashtags.
It's just
So
it's
most
lazy.
likely the game's written in C.
Yeah, it's lazy coding because people don't want to take the chance of, oh well, what if something doesn't work? We can just take the the comment out, or take that little special character out to put the thing back in. It's just like, just get better at coding.
They should have like some kind of script to just go in there and delete like those whatever it sees like this hashtag blah blah whatever line beyond that it just deletes it. But then again, there's always that risk of it fucking deleting a 1 and all of a sudden the game doesn't work.
So the game is now like in compartment, like so in order for you to save load, you can delete portions of the game, like the co-op. You can delete that. I guess the horde mode, which is the spec ups mode, you can delete that. The campaign, you can delete that. Warzone, you can delete. You can install different.
When you talk about the single player, like the campaign, you have to install it in like 3 or 4 parts, and it's fucking annoying because when I got the game, I went to go play it, and I played like the first level, and then I had to install like another portion of the game, and I was just like, what? After the first, I think it was like the first 1 or 2 levels. It's like, what the fuck? And so I put the game down, and I wasn't gonna play anymore. I was like, fuck this game. So I'm like, why am I, why isn't it all in one go? And then one of you guys convinced me to play zombie mode, and once I played zombie mode, I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. But I'm not gonna sit there and like every single time I want to play a game or like a different level, I have to download all this shit. Like, I have the disc for the game. Why didn't you just put all the shit from the disc on the fuck? It's fucking stupid. Like the way they do it is fucking stupid.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on. Like multiplayer is worse. Multiplayer that I think is in 4. If you want to play multiplayer, you have to install like 4 parts, and each part's like several gigs. You gotta wait. Like literally, especially on the PlayStation, you would be waiting like an hour or more just to play.
Do they even give you the option to just opt out of installing it straight to the drive? Because
Yes.
the whole reason why you install it to the drive is just so the game runs fucking faster. Like the load screens and stuff are a little bit shorter, but
For the
I
PS5,
don't know what that much fucking space. That's a lot of goddamn
For the
space.
PS5, no, it's not an option. You have to install the hard
Yeah,
drive.
PS4 it's not an option either. You can only choose either parts of the multiplayer. It's either Warzone campaign or co-op. You choose which ones you want to install.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
It's
But that's- The hard drive the price of that hard drive is like how much a fucking like 10 megabyte floppy drive costs like back in like 1972 or some shit like that.
That's excluding inflation too.
Yeah.
It's basically cost
Holy
$1
shit.
billion back then.
Yeah.
All bad.
Hey, shout out to CandyMan. He was the first in the chat room today, so shout out to him. I wonder how his arm's doing. I asked him because I know. So CandyMan's got twins, and there was a situation at home where his arm was jacked up. So
Hey, when it's
hopefully,
milk time-
hopefully he's feeling better.
When it's milk time, it's milk time, bro. Give them the milk. Be all right. Don't let them fuck you up.
They ganged up on him.
Oh, I want my
Baby.
milk.
Baby kids.
All right.
Yeah, so
Where you guys want to go next? We got some interesting ones on this on topic list.
Let's go for it. Choose one.
yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, look.
Y'all want to talk about the Activision Blizzard lawsuit or the?
We kind of talked about it, but more shit keeps happening.
Motherfuckers that step down.
Actually, let's talk about something that's not as fucked up because it's been on the list for a while, and I don't think Cronus has seen this, but myself and Blue has. It's the Fear Street series.
Oh yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah. Yes. So, go ahead, Blue. Set us up.
So yeah, this series dropped. I think like 2 weeks ago. I want to say.
No, it dropped like a month ago.
Has it been that? Oh wow!
Yeah, it's been a while.
It actually showed up in my queue or whatever. Not my queue, but like in my suggestion recommendation. But yeah, this is like some old school like 80s horror type movies, like Jason and Freddy Krueger type shit, and it's basically a 3-part movie franchise or series that they released all at once. So you get all 3 series. There's Fear Street like 1981, I think.
It's Fear Street 1994, then 78, then 1666.
Yeah, and like they all fucking tie together, and it's so well done, and it's just overall, it was a lot of fun to watch, and like the creativity of it all. I mean, the first one is kind of like they're kind of cheesy, like, but it's like that 80 cheesy, so they kind of have that mentality going for them. But overall, I thought it was a really good series, and like I easily watched them in one fucking day. Even though the movies are about like an hour and a half to 2 hours long, I still was able to like kind of power through them. What's your take on them, Mo Ninja?
Yeah, so I watched them as they dropped. So there's a lot of stuff with this movie. This movie was heavily impacted by COVID because this was supposed to be released through 20th Century Studios, and then they got bought by Disney. So then there was like a lull.
Hmm.
So when I guess Netflix acquired it, they wanted to release one movie per month. That's why when you see the end, they give you a preview of the next movie because you're supposed to see the next one in the
Mm.
following month. But as time went on, Netflix is like, fuck it, we'll do it once a week. So each movie came out in a series of 3 weeks. So I watched them when they released. And yeah, it was definitely a throwback. Because like the very first movie is 1994. And it's like, it's funny to me, totally forgot about is in it. Like, I don't know if y'all remember the B. Dalton store, which is basically like
Yeah.
yeah, it was like a version of Barnes and Noble and Hallmark like together in one, and like a bunch of like popular '80s like
Like,
books and stuff were on the shelf. Like you see, what's her name? The chick he kept writing those crazy mystery romance novels. Were,
oh fuck, what's her name? It's just so annoying.
yeah, you see that stuff. Like just a bunch of '90s memorabilia that I forgot about.
But then, like,
And
also they had like the storefronts too. Like they had like software, electronics, and
oh yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
right
Like
when I saw
software.
that, I was like, oh shit, yeah!
I
Like,
think they had,
something-
I think they had KB Toys or something in there.
yeah,
They
they
had like a
did.
bunch. They
Yeah,
had like a bunch of stuff that I'm like, shit, this
Julius
shit ain't around
Caesars.
no more.
No,
Yeah,
that's
a
so.
lot of this shit. Yeah, a lot of this shit ain't around no more. It's just like, oh, they had like I know it's super rare. You can probably find one in your town, but there's an Orange Julius in in the mall scene, and it's like it's literally set up like Scream, and in the very beginning, you
You know.
see Maya Hawke from Stranger Things. She's
Oh
in
yeah.
the very first segment, and she's basically Drew Barrymore's character from Scream. And
You know what's funny? I just think about like I don't. I think I've only had a drink from Julius Caesar probably like once. And then I was also
same.
I maybe also think about like hot dog on a stick. I probably had like a hot dog on a
Ooh,
stick from there for like maybe twice. But then
I
like
had that once, but you
Dairy
don't go there
Queen.
for the hot. You don't go there for the hot dog.
No, you don't go for a hot
I'm just
dog.
saying.
But like for Dairy Queen, like even though like it was in the mall from our high school, I probably had that like maybe 4 or 5 times.
Really.
Yeah, like they just did the whole blue thing. They turn it upside down and then bring it back. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like just give me my ice cream, bro.
But yeah, it was interesting to see because these are based off of books, which I had no idea. So
Mm.
this is like this is supposed to be the more teenage adult version of Goosebumps
Yeah.
because like it does have that cheesiness as Blue talked about, but it's also like kind of a love letter to horror fans, you know, because it like mixes Jason, Freddy, Halloween,
That
the
old
Wicker
school
Man.
slasher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
old school slasher stuff is like, and it's weird because it's set in our past, but I guess at the time of the posting of the books, those came out in the '90s, so they just set it in the '90s, so everything kind of synced up, and it was just like they're tied in very well. I do have to say, like, I was a little kind of disappointed with the first film because I felt like something was off. I felt like the acting was a
Slow.
little off. I
Yeah.
just felt like some of the acting wasn't as good as it could have been, and it was weird to me because each movie has the same director, and there's two sets of casts, and they all kind of come together at the last film. But it's like the subsequent films had much better acting. Maybe it's the story that was better or something. But the first one I was kind of like kind of on board with. But the second one I was super impressed with. The third one I really liked as well.
Yeah.
It was a very well kind of put together story. Even though I had to sit through the first one, it felt a little derivative, but it did give some twists. And when you see the second film, you get more lore, more blood, more guts. And the third one, you see blood and guts. They do some pretty fucked up shit, and it's fucked up because they basically say fuck them kids because that's what the target.
Basically, they
Usually,
show fuck
most of them are
through.
young kids, and they get brutalized, like
So
bits
just
and parts
a little
are
bit of
fucking everywhere.
a little bit of a spoiler. The second one takes place at a kids camp during the fucking summertime. So there's a serial killer going around killing
Just
fucking
chopping
kids.
them up, chopping them up. You see, what's fucked up is sometimes you don't see the actual hack them up, but what you see is the aftermath, and that's probably more disturbing than seeing the actual act because it was fucked up.
But then, what was also kind of great about it too is the fucking soundtrack, especially when it was like in the '90s. Like the music that they had in the series was like, oh shit, they're just throwing out fucking hits after hits after hits, and I was like, okay, somebody did their fucking research because this shit's just fucking killing it. But then one thing we kind of alluded to is that yeah, the second movie there's a lot of old school camp nudity, like with like like typically like with Jason we had the camp counselors and they
got some
smoking weed. Yeah, smoking weed. There's like titties out there and this and that, and people fucking like. There's one scene where a counselor walks into a room and there's two of them just going at it. It's like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Like,
what's even funny is they don't even stop.
Nope.
They keep going, and it's like super like titties is everywhere, underwear's everywhere. It's like all bad, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on in this fucking film? But it's great. And then like the camp stuff, it reminded me of Sleepaway Camp a little bit. Definitely a Friday the 13th, like heavy Friday the 13th vibes. And it just worked out, they try to... It's cool.
He froze.
He's got the curse.
Oh, Ninja was stuck in time. There we go. Gotta get the AT&T fiber, bro.
Fuck it. No, you know what happened? Is he said something and he just the fucking variant.
Oh, man. Damn. But yeah, I enjoyed the film. I recommend it. I recommend you watch all three. For me, sit through the first one. To me, it's a little lackluster, but the sequels are worth it for sure. And it ties up. It actually ties up pretty nicely. So they're actually talking about doing spin-offs because there's more books that tie into the overall story. So we might see more content from this later on the road. So yeah,
I highly recommend this as well. Like I will give this like a solid 8 on how like how good it was, especially for like something big that came around COVID. Like the fact that all this stuff came together, it kind of worked out.
Yeah, and I applaud Netflix for giving all three movies instead of having us wait. They just did one once per week, and how often is that? You see a whole movie trilogy released virtually simultaneously. And I think that worked out for them.
Last time I remember that was what was it? It was Back to the Future 2 and 3. They dropped.
Yeah, but we're talking. These are literally 1 week apart.
This was literally the same day.
2 and 3.
Yeah, I watched them in the same day.
Oh, they were probably already out because I'm pretty sure Part 3 came out a year after.
I was poor,
Part 2.
so maybe
they were filmed back to back. I think Back to the Future was one of the first trilogies, or not trilogies, but like. Of a movie that you knew were gonna come out soon, like they had already started shooting the Back to the Future 3 when they wrapped up on 2. So the actors went straight into filming Back to the Future 3. So
no, hold on.
Yeah, look at the release dates. They're literally like almost a year apart, a year and 1 month, I think. So I'm pretty sure that you could watch Part 2 and 3 when Part 3 came out. But this is like literally the entire trilogy released back to back to back. So I applaud them for for doing this and giving fans, especially if you're an R.L. Stine fan, because this is an R.L. Stine film, or a set of films based off his books, the Fear Street series. So if you're into that, definitely check it out. And if you got time to kill, look for something to watch. This is and you're a horror fan. This is great. I don't know if Matt will really care for this because he's a diehard horror fan. He's very critical of his horror. But I wonder if he's seen this. I'd like to hear his thoughts on this, see what he thought. So
well, me and him had a conversation about just like movies in general and like how COVID might be a good thing for movies, and I kind of sort of agree with him. because I think that we're in this weird area where you have like these really big budget films that they're kind of all the same. They use the same like sort of like themes and music, and there's not really much substance to the movie. Like, so like take it for instance, like the new Venom and Carnage movie.
Mm.
Like I was watching, I was like, I'm interested in seeing this movie, but like the whole like using the same like the music theme to it, and like when to be excited and when not to be excited, and like they do all these things like in these movies today, where it's just like I don't think that they don't they don't really make great movies anymore, for the most part. Like movies, they're okay, but it's like they have to go so over the top to make them good. When like before, they focus more on like acting and like more subtle qualities to make a movie good. But now it's just like this over the top action, and like how can you shock people to pay attention and shit like that. I think there's something there that the way that they used to make movies back in the day were more enjoyable per se, because it took a little bit more of your brain to like understand what was going on. But today it's like all these blockbusters, and now obviously they've had to slow down blockbuster films because of COVID, and so now you're seeing things to where people are trying to get their entertainment from somewhere else on like smaller budget films, or Netflix, or smaller, or TV shows and stuff like that. Like for me, like Kim's Convenience is like one of the best done things that I've seen in a while, and it's a sitcom, even though it came out before COVID. But the final season came out during COVID, and it was still a really well done show, even though the last season wasn't as good as the rest of the seasons. But it just goes to show that you don't need like some gigantic budget and like big name actors to like make something that's enjoyable. But I think that Hollywood is really focusing way too much on big names and large budgets and CGI to like make quote unquote good movies.
Yeah, well, as far as the blockbuster, I think the smart blockbuster kind of died in the 90s. I mean, nowadays everything is just kind of, it's like you were talking about glitz and glam. I mean, but there's plenty of movies that I feel out there that are definitely engaging. They're just not like big budget, and some of them will have like A-list stars. One of the movies I've seen multiple times. It's really good. There's only like maybe 4 people in the film. Is Ex Machina, and that stars Oscar Isaac and the guy who plays General Hux from Star Wars. It's literally the two of them discussing AI, and they have a robot that's like, possibly the world's first artificial intelligence. So the whole thing is, does she pass the Turing test? And it turns into this thriller. And I was like, wow, this is a really well-made film. Like, I enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, and it was all like basically in the same location.
Yeah, it's
like,
the same
dialogue
location.
driven. It wasn't just like action. Music wasn't like blah blah.
No, there's
blah.
like,
Fuck, that gets old.
there's not a whole. I mean, the music that's in it is moody, but it sets like a calming kind of mood until things start to get out of control. Then it changes. There is some CGI in the film, but it is super, super, super minimal. Very minimal CGI. But it's done really well. It's really well made. It's a thought-provoking film, which I liked. This other film, which has gotten people talking, which is supposed to come out in September, it's called Lamb. It stars Numi I think her last name is pronounced Rapes. It's the girl from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. She's in What Happened to Monday. Her and her husband are shepherds, and one of the sheep gives birth to a half human, half lamb. And they decide to adopt the sheep as their own. And it's like this weird, it looks like a thriller.
So
the trailer's super weird.
Who was fucking the lamb?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
Just
the movie's not out,
boys.
but it's a little indie film that everyone's talking about. I'm interested in seeing it because it looks fucking weird. And I'm like, well, I'm into weird shit, so I want to see what this is about.
Well, my question is like, is like, so I'm thinking of a lamb and like half human, half lamb, and the first thing that popped in my head is like a centaur. So is it like?
It's the reverse. So it has a lamb's head and neck, but the body, it has like arms and torso and legs as a human.
Are you saying a centaur, Blue?
What did I say?
You said a centaur.
Centaur?
You're thinking a centaur?
I'm-
Like the human.
Wait, is Centaur? Isn't that the one with the? Isn't like the bull on top and
Centaur.
human body? What's the other way around?
Well, that'd be the
Oh, that's the one with the horse.
Oh, a minotaur.
Minotaur.
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
minotaur,
that's
and
one.
Yeah,
there's-
Minotaur is a
Minotaur's like
bull.
the bull, and there's a centaur.
Yeah.
It's like the human top and a horse. Everything else.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
A leotard.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm.
Leotard.
Oh, damn. It's all bad. I was watching an old '90s blockbuster film, and it was just like the movie still holds up to this day, and it was weird. And it was Die Hard with a Vengeance, because that was a smart blockbuster film, and it's
Yeah.
like watching it today, it's still really fucking good. I was like, holy shit, this movie still holds up because they use very little technology. They're literally just running through a busy New York day, and they don't do, a lot of just. I mean, they do some outlandish shit, especially towards the end of the movie, but it's mostly believable. But everything else works out. They put kids in danger. They put a bomb there. You don't need a lot for that. You just put build some foam and shit and make it look like a bomb. Put some wires in it, and the movie worked out great. And it was a mystery involved. It was great. Great film.
I'm watching a trailer for Lamb, and dude, what the fuck? Like,
Exactly.
it's
That's what I'm saying.
what? Like, if there's not a line in this movie that says, "Okay, who fucked the sheep?"
Mhm.
That line's gotta be in at least like 50 times. Because holy shit! I mean, it actually looks pretty cool. Like,
Looks creepy.
it looks very creepy. It looks very interesting. Actually, I probably will wait until it comes out on, like, I don't know, Amazon or some shit. But yeah, this shit's weird.
The instruments.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah. Like, there's one scene where the sheep is like looking at the humans, like, what the fuck are you doing with my kid? Like, and it starts following him and shit. I don't have the audio on. I'm just like kind of watching
Yeah,
the video, but it's like,
super weird. It's just like someone took farmer's meat a little too far.
mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just so yeah. I don't know. I think some of these blockbusters are kind of losing a little bit of gray matter. I mean, they're fun to watch. Like Fast 9 was fun to watch, but it's not a smart film.
Yeah.
It's just fun. But I mean, that's why I appreciated Tenet. Tenet was a very you need to pay attention to this film type.
I still haven't had a chance to watch it yet. It's on HBO
It's on
Max.
HBO
right now.
Max, yeah, it's on HBO Max. So, we'll see. And movies kind of like, was it The Little Things with Denzel, Jared Leto, and Rami Malek? That was interesting.
Which one?
The Little Things. That's also on HBO Max.
Mm.
You know,
What was
it's
the one-
not a blockbuster film. It's like one of those Oscar type contending films.
That's the one Denzel, right? Where they okay. Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah, I mean that was good. I mean, but
Yeah.
it's not. There's not a lot of explosions. There's no. I mean, there's one chase, I think, and everything else is all dialogue and suspense. But it works.
Yeah.
let's talk about the.
So I mean, what's
Sorry,
up?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you wanted to move on?
Yeah, I want to talk about the exact opposite of what we're talking about because I just made a
Alright,
whole thing about how big budget movies are, shouldn't be a thing anymore, and it's good that we have COVID because pushing it towards like small budget movies. But I watched F9 finally.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
just everything I just said, just fucking throw out the window. It's all good. I fucking love these movies and I hate that I love them. And it's so the movie was so
Do
fucking.
what I
ridiculous.
say, not what I do.
Yeah, so F9 is the Fast and Furious 9. It's such a ridiculous fucking movie. There were so many times where I was just like, you can't fucking. Oh, you know what? I don't care. It's fucking Fast and Furious. You do it. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck if they have like these gigantic fucking magnets inside of cars that are sucking other cars into the car, but not sucking the engine outside the car that they're driving into the magnets. It's all good. I'm just gonna fucking
Or their
leave physics
teeth,
out the
or
window.
their teeth fillings, like their teeth fillings don't rip out of their face into this magnet, but it pulls other cars. Sure, I don't care. I'm here for you.
Shit's so ridiculous. Like the movie was so fucking silly that I fucking loved it. The whole how they tried to like shittily explain how Han didn't die and how he was part of like some secret organization that was part of like some other fucking. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's Fast and the Furious. I'm gonna fucking enjoy it. I guess it's like watching a porno movie. I'm gonna watch it for the fun. I'm watching it for fucking pussies and dicks are mainly pussies. I'm just saying, because yeah.
Yeah.
The movie's
I mean,
ridiculous.
like it's.
So if you watch the movie, they're ridiculous. The F9 is no better or worse than any other ones. It's just fucking ridiculous. The plot lines are fucking dumb as fuck. But it's all about family. I'm all about family.
Yes.
So
Family memes.
So I enjoyed
yeah.
it.
Dude, I was watching The Flash a couple of weeks ago, and like they were mentioning family left and right. I was taking screenshots and posting it online. I was like, "Where's Dom?" I was waiting for Dom to walk into the room, like, "Oh, it's about family."
Yeah, I mean, like
You're right.
the
He's
guy's
about to drive into the Star Labs with his fucking charger.
I mean, he's running around with a shotgun everywhere. Like, do you know there's situational awareness? Like, you can't use a shotgun everywhere. Like, you can't. Like, it's ineffective. Like, the guy's fucking 500 yards away. You're not gonna hit him with a fucking shotgun. It's like, I mean, come on, man. Like, that's not how shotguns work. But whatever.
It's awesome.
He's got a shotgun
Yep.
and he got fucking family. So it works.
Them shotgun bullets with a little bit of NOS in them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, but they go a little farther.
you can use a slug, I guess, but I mean, you definitely have to like account for bullet drop because the fucking bullet's heavy as fuck,
Mhm.
and it's because it's big. You punch a hole in his ass though, like a legit hole. Like they ain't getting up.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I
As long as
mean,
it's
I
about
did like
family.
the fight scene in Tokyo. That was kind of cool. Even though I don't know how you survived throwing a dude out, using him as like an air surfboard and landing on like concrete or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't
fuck that.
fuck up both of y'all. It looked cool, but it
well-
was just like.
I was gonna say the Rock did that in fucking one of them where they fall out of the window and he like grabs the girl and like breaks her while they fall into a fucking car. And the scene where he like breaks it, he has a fucking cast in his arms. Oh, daddy gotta go to work.
Yeah,
Shit, he breaks the fucking cast. Like, come on, what the fuck?
That's probably that might have been Hobbs and Shaw, but sure.
No, it wasn't.
Not,
Hot
no, it was Fast and Furious 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, or no, it was one of them. I don't know which one it was.
Because he's in Fast 5, 6, 7, and 8.
And Hobbs.
But he wasn't in this one.
And Hobbs and
I was
Shaw.
very
No, he's
surprised
in.
that he was not.
We know why.
Yeah, we know why. His feud with either Tyrese and Vin Diesel or both of them or whatever. So the Rock ain't coming back. Yeah,
Nah.
it might have been both of them. One of them, he ain't coming back.
I mean, I hope
He
comes
quit.
back.
He's
Go ahead.
No, The Rock was like, because I guess Van Diesel had some interview recently. He talked about like, oh yeah, like that's how I work with my castmates, and I try to push him to the limits. The Rock came out fucking laughing like, this is some dumb fucking shit. I guess Dom was trying, or not Dom, fucking Van Diesel was trying to be the director and this and that, and The Rock was like, nah, that's not how this shit fucking work. I'm a fucking professional. Like this is how I act. Blah blah. But yeah, they've been bumping heads since like the first movie that they introduced The Rock into.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, Vin Diesel is not a. He's not even a. He's a Fast and Furious actor. Okay, so
Nope.
and
He's a pitch black actor.
yeah, and Pitch Black too. But I mean, that's not. I mean, his main claim to fame is Fast and Furious, and
Not that breakdancing video.
Ah.
I mean, he's acting like he's got like the Rock star power. He does not, and if he thinks he does, then he needs to have a serious reality check. I mean, you don't have the Rock star power. I mean, you're rocking the dad bod still, and you're like, you're not a great actor, and you do good in these movies. I still enjoy watching your ridiculous performances in these movies. You do good as I am Groot. But I mean, that's easy to do. I can say the same thing over and over again, different inflections. I'm just saying. He's
Get
got a cool
millions of
voice, I
dollars.
guess, but I don't know. Like some of these actors, like they think that they're like they get like this big head on them, and I hope that The Rock not being in the movie didn't hurt the movie too bad because you're fucking with other people's like paychecks more than just yours, So yeah, just because I think maybe he was probably intimidated by The Rock, but I don't know. I don't know shit about either of those guys, so I'm just talking out my ass. Fuck Vin Diesel. I'm just saying.
Damn. Okay.
I'm trying to see how much Van Diesel got paid for doing the voice of Groot.
Oh, probably.
I think-
a lot of money.
Well, I know that like somebody broke it down. Let's see. According to a report by some site, he was paid $54.5 million for his role of Groot. I think somebody broke it down to like how many times he said "I am Groot," and I think it was like some crazy like I don't know, a couple of hundred, like a couple of like 10,000 per group lines he used. That's a lot of money just to say fucking 3 goddamn words.
It is, but The Rock is worth over $400 million. I'm just saying. Yeah, I think he's like one of the highest paid actors.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he was definitely. I think he's one of the highest paid in the last 2 to 3 years since 2019.
The Vin Diesel's net worth is 225 million.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson. Yeah.
And plus Dwayne's got that TV show about his life coming out soon too.
He's got a bunch of stuff. I mean, he bought the XFL. He's
Right.
got competition shows that come out during the summer. He was on Ballers. He was on that as well.
Yeah.
Ballers was awesome. That's how I found out about John David Washington, because he's awesome in that show. It's a great show.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, for any of you guys who are over the age of 18, his net worth is 320 million. So he's got a couple of $100 million more than wow, John Cena's only 60 million. Wow.
I mean, John Cena is just coming on to for me, he's just coming onto the scene, but
yeah,
a lot of people say he's not.
Like
he's been around. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's in a bunch of movies, but
wait. I like what Papa Bear in the chat said. How many Disney movies have Vin Diesel been lead for?
The only one he's in one, The Pacifier.
But like The Rock was in like what, Tooth Fairy and
oh yeah.
What was the one where he played the football player and he had like a daughter?
The daughter, yeah, I forgot.
See, that movie made me cry. That movie had me in tears.
Seriously?
It's like no, it wasn't Longest
Yeah,
Yard.
because his daughter. I remember that because his daughter's name in the movie is Peyton.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Peyton.
I feel kind of bad about what I said about Vin Diesel. I was just bullshitting. All right, about part of that. He's an alright guy, I guess, but like him, like demanding if it's true, all these things from The Rock. It's like, come on, man, it's The Rock. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
also, The Rock was in Moana. He was in The Game Plan was the name of that other movie. He's also in that new movie Jungle Cruise.
Yep, but that's The Rock. So check this shit out. Vin Diesel is from the Bay.
Is he really? Well, The Rock is too.
Yes, Vin Diesel was born. He was born in Alameda County. It doesn't say which city though.
Rock was born in Hayward.
Yeah. I knew that. Which is where me and Blue are.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. And The Rock was in Race to Witch Mountain.
Yep, another Disney film. But Vin Diesel's in those XXX films, which are not porn.
Well, he was in one XXX film. The other one had.
He's in two.
Cube.
Because literally, the third one has his
character's
name, Return of Xander Cage.
Oh, okay.
But so that's where him and
Ice Cube in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second one has Ice Cube, but the third one's where Ice Cube and him meet.
Does Ice Cube still go by Ice Cube for his movie name, or is he go by his legal name?
His son goes by O'Shea.
Yeah.
But Ice Cube still goes by Ice Cube. Holy shit, they're doing another Riddick movie based on Riddick's Homeworld.
I'm in too, because I still enjoy the Riddick movies.
I mean, I do give him credit because he stands by the character Riddick.
Yeah.
Like hardcore. Like he did the I don't know if y'all seen the anime, because there's a Riddick anime. There's a Conco Riddick game, Escape from Butcher Bay, which actually got really good reviews for its time because it was 3 console generations ago.
Well, it was on PC. Was it even on consoles?
Yeah, it was on the Xbox. It was on the Xbox and the PS2. A friend of mine, actually one of the guys from the podcast, Project Mayhem, he was stuck on that game for a while. Like, he was like, dude, this game is actually really good. I'm like, really? This game? He's like, dude, it's like a story within the Pitch Black universe, and it connects the two, Pitch Black and the Chronicles of Riddick film. So it's like where he was in between, and apparently the story was good and the gameplay was good. So
it's actually, I looked up Pitch Black game, and there was actually a Kickstarter for Pitch Black, the AAA audio game. I don't know the details on it yet. It might be a UK thing because it's the amounts in pounds. I'm not sure if it's related to the franchise, the movie franchise. Let's see.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a long ass
Chronicles of
fucking
Riddick
trailer.
Dark Fury. That's the name of the. That's the name
That
of
was the more
the. It's a
modern one.
short, but it's like an animated film.
Yeah, I have that. I think on DVD somewhere. So yeah, it's a good one.
And
Because that's when
Escape
it had
from
like
Butcher
the.
Bay.
Because it has like the chick that wants to be like him. That wants
Like
to,
him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
Jack.
get that
I
at
think it's
first.
Jack.
I was like, "Who
Yeah.
is this?"
Oh, you
Gotta
didn't.
polish your eyeballs.
Yeah, but that's definitely not what he did. He didn't polish his eyeballs. Play the game.
Oh, right. Yeah, it says that the Escape from Butcher Bay said it was a Xbox exclusive, but that didn't last that too long because that ended up on the PC.
I played on the PC.
Yeah, it was on the Xbox for sure. I knew someone that was playing it because he was stuck on it.
Dude, have you guys?
Oh, the other one, Assault on Dark Athena. That was another game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I stand by him. He stands by those characters. So, he's got a lot of projects, both past and future, looks like.
Have you guys seen the new trailer for CandyMan that came out recently?
Oh, yeah. I've seen it a couple times.
God
But-
damn, this shit looks legit. Like I know we were talking about horror movies earlier, but man, it looks like a lot of fun, and it looks like it takes it back to the old fucking classic horror shit. Like even the trailer had me like, holy shit, like god damn, like what the fuck is going on? It's this is by Jordan Peele, right?
He's one of the executive producers, but he's
Yeah.
not the
But
he's not the director.
director.
But all I care about is that Tony Todd is back. That's all I care about. And I guess he's in it, but I don't think he's Candyman.
I love how like so with what is it? This Is Us. They somehow turned 5 on it to a fucking creepy ass goddamn song, and for this one they turned fucking Say My Name by Beyonce into a fucking creep song. Because to call Candyman, you got to say his name like 5 times or some shit before he like appears, and just having that song Say My Name, play over and over again, it's like okay, that's kind of fucking creepy, especially when it comes to like Candyman. But I kind of wish we can get a Bloody Mary, like a really good Bloody Mary movie, because I think we had one in the past.
Yeah, it was shit.
Yeah, but yeah,
But
I think
Candyman takes that and it makes it an urban legend,
Mm-mm.
and it's great. The original one is great. The sequel's kind of shitty, but the original Candyman is fucking great. Clive Barker, I got to give a shout out because it's really good horror. It's really good like stuff. But this new one I'm really excited for because I guess this is a sequel and not a remake.
Yeah.
So I'm like super like excited for this. It comes out at the end of the month. It's funny because it has Tiana Paris who plays Monica Rambeau in the MCU. So see what she does in this. I'm excited to see this. Can't wait.
Wow, the guy that
yeah, I can't wait either.
The guy that made Pitch Black, he also wrote The Fugitive, Waterworld, The Arrival, G.I. Jane, and then he got to Pitch Black.
Damn.
Made a bunch of Pitch Blacks. And A Perfect Getaway and Imposter. Yeah, Riddick 4 Furia is supposed to... It's announced. So, I don't know what's going to come out, though.
Oh shit! Director of he's a writer of. So the director of Candyman, he also wrote the film. He's going to. Oh no, it's she.
Yes, girl. I was gonna say. You mean
Nia
her?
DaCosta. Yeah, she's directing. She's directing the Captain Marvel sequel.
Oh shit! Nice.
Yeah, but she wrote and is directing Candyman, and then she is directing the Marvels, which
What
is the Captain Marvel sequel.
In her background, she's got Netflix. Did she do some shit with Netflix?
I don't know, but she's only directed like
Not a handful of
handful of films.
4.
Literally, this will be her first like major film.
What's
Or
Little
no, she directed Little Woods. I don't know what that is. But Little Woods, and then it'll be Candyman, The Marvels, and then The Lincoln Conspiracy.
It's
She's
got Little Woods have Tita. Oh God, what's her name? Homegirl from Thor. What's her name?
What's girl from Thor? Sif? Lady Sif?
No. The Valkyrie.
Oh, shit.
Tita Thompson. Tita Thompson.
Tessa
Tessa
Thompson.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah, old girl from Westworld. So I'm looking forward
Was
to
she in
this.
Westworld?
Yeah, she's in Westworld.
Yeah, she was.
Holy shit! All right.
She was also in that crazy fucking movie with Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh, I still haven't seen that. The Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah, that fucking movie's crazy.
Oh
I
yeah,
heard
I
it's,
saw
yeah,
it.
I heard it's weird, but I
It's
really want to see it.
it starts off so
The
normal.
only thing that what's that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said it starts off so normal, and then all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck am I watching? Like seriously.
Yeah. Gotta watch
I
that.
just- I just like the scene where they're like trying to like where they're yelling at each other, but they're giving each other compliments. I've seen that where they're just like it's Lakeith talking to this other brother, and they're just like, I hope you come up this year, and it's like it sounds like they're insulting each other, but they're really giving each other props. It's super weird.
The actual
it's
plot
awesome.
of the movie is nothing like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, the real plot.
So,
Yeah, it was on Hulu for a while. Let me see this. Let me see what's still on there.
So just I'm gonna throw a quick little note here. So I was watching a YouTube video earlier, and they were talking about how like the lyrics for the song "Hey Ya" by Outkast, or it's not Outkast, by Andre 3000, is not what you think it is. And so like I looked at the lyrics. The song is about fucking a divorce. It's about two people that used to be in love breaking up, and like literally the part where he says like where he gets to the "Hey Ya" part, he says oh shit, what is it? He says, "Hey y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all just want to dance. Hey don't want to meet your daddy, because he's talking about like the daddy's not in the picture anymore, but you just wanted me to talk about caddies." And he says, "You don't want to meet your mama. You just want to make you come," because he's talking about how like the parents are fucking separated. I'm looking at the lyrics. I'm like, holy shit! I thought this was just about like having a good fucking time. It's literally about fucking divorce, which is crazy.
Wow.
And I don't.
That's
like
that's
the
not the
whole
vibe.
the whole Polaroid picture part, like it doesn't come until like the very end of the song, and that's where it fucking like ends. Yeah, this is fucking trippy.
Interesting. It's crazy. All right.
So like, okay, the first part of the lyrics go, "My baby doesn't mess around because she loves me, so this I know for sure." Which means that she isn't. She's messing around, because later on it tells her like, yeah, you think you got it, but you don't really got it, something like that. Holy shit, fucking funny. Okay, where do you want to go? I thought I'd throw that in there. That's fucking crazy.
So I mean, we talked about it when we first opened up the show. I mean, we just talked about COVID season 2, lockdown part 2. Who wants to start?
I can start because it affects me very personally this time around.
All right.
I don't think I got the Rona, but people I know around me do. So my daughter might have it, but I'm not going to have her get the test because getting that test is fucking brutal for a 4-year-old. Because when I first got a COVID test, I watched the little kid get it, like the actual like the nose swab, and man, it was fucking terrible. I'm not putting her through that, so we're just gonna keep her out of school for 2 weeks. Well, it's probably more. It'll be more than 2 weeks, and then put her back in. Somebody else I know that's in direct contact with her has the Rona. K-Mac, I think I talked about it last week. Did I talk about it last week about her jury duty thing?
No, I think it was only in the chat.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
right.
Well, she won't mind if I talk about this. So anyway, so K-Mac had jury duty last Monday, okay? And so she went to jury. She didn't want to go, but she forgot to like try to get out of it before she had jury duty. So she had to go in person to jury duty. And so she went to she went there, got all the instructions, went through the exemption line, and it took her a while to get through the exemption line. She finally went through it. She got an exemption because she's had 3 open heart surgeries. So she gets an exemption, comes home. 2 or 3 days later, she gets a phone call. Somebody that you were in the building with had the Rona. So, and
God
now, her mom's got the Rona. She's vaccinated, but she came up positive for coronavirus, and that's our daycare provider for Riley, our 4-year-old, and Riley's been sick for the past like 5 days now. So ever since like I think like Saturday night. So yeah, maybe Sunday. she's been coughing and stuff. So it's like, man, it sucks. But so K-Mac got a test. It came back negative. But then like after she got her test, her mom got her test results back and she came back positive. So K-Mac's gonna do another test. I think tomorrow, the PCR test. So it'll come back in a couple days. And yeah, I gotta take a week off of work to watch the kid. And yeah, it sucks that these variants are going around. So people are probably thinking, well, if you got the vaccine, why are you so worried? Well, my kid isn't a fucking vaccine, all right? And she's obviously sick right now. I don't know. This happened like the very beginning of the Rona too, or like where she got really sick at the beginning of the Rona, and they wouldn't give her a test. And this time, I don't want her to get the test because the test that they give, that you have to get, it's like the swab up the nose. And I would just much rather have her like stay away from people instead of have her do that test. So yeah, it sucks, and this is mainly because of people that are unvaccinated, that are little incubation tubes for the coronavirus and making this shit just like mutate. So yeah, thank you, and also fuck you, all you people that have all your stupid ass excuses about not getting vaccinated. Just like you're not part of some crazy fucking untested vaccine, because how many millions of people have it now that have gotten the vaccine? How many people have died from the vaccine? Has it been, I don't know, 600,000? Like in America, 600,000 people, more than 600,000 people have died from the coronavirus. I can't think of even if 2,000 people have died from the vaccine, I'd be surprised. And out of like let's see, we have, what was it, 330 something million people in America, and they're saying that a little less than half of us are vaccinated. So yeah, that's percentage wise, you're way less likely to die from the vaccine than you are from the coronavirus. So
I kind of also want to blame the government and like local authorities and stuff like that by dropping the whole mask requirements indoors, because you can't trust a motherfucker. Like the fact that the sign says if you're vaccinated you don't have to wear a mask. Motherfuckers are going to take advantage of that shit up and fucking down. Like we instead of looking at the numbers being low, we should have looked at like the vaccination numbers, because I think right now like 50% of the a little bit more than 50% of the population has been vaccinated. At least I think 60% has one out of the two shots. And if they'd have waited, because I think like for herd immunity, it has to be up at like past 70 or something like that, and we were nowhere near that fucking number. For them to drop the whole mask mandate was crazy. And then one of the great things is that for me, like I still wear a mask everywhere I go. Like even like when I hang out with friends, that are vaccinated, like it's really hard to take the mask off. Like I gotta really trust you to take my mask off. But like going out to eat, I think the one thing I did stop doing after I got vaccinated was kind of sanitizing like my groceries and stuff. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm vaccinated. I'm still all right.
We still sanitize all our groceries and all of our mail and packages that we get in.
Yeah, you still throw them in like quarantine and stuff like that?
Yeah, we still
3 days, whatever.
No, I have like a disinfectant. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I wipe everything down with. Still.
Yeah, man. The whole, because there's a Delta variant, and I think there's another one that's out there right now.
So there's a Delta variant. There's a Gamma variant. And I think there's one more on top of that. So
it's like a Lambda variant.
Yes, the Lambda variant. So I guess.
All right, this one only attack nerds.
Yeah.
Damn. See, I knew. So that's the second time today.
Yeah.
That's the second time today I've heard a Revenge of the Nerds joke.
Yeah.
The variant. The other one. Yeah. The other one was like, oh, this is the Lambda variant. Like, oh. Then I was like, well, what about the Moose?
Yeah.
Can't have
dude, that was young. I love the hell out of the Revenge of the Nerds movie. They were so fucking.
I need to go back and watch that. There's probably like super cringe parts now watching it, but
I
go back and watch it.
Like it was like that and Porky's. Those are the two movies that were like. There's a video game about Porky's.
Yes.
Oh, I think.
Yeah, it's on the Atari. I actually had it.
Like the Atari 2600?
Yes,
Holy shit.
There's a Porky's game. And it's all about trying to like look up some naked chick or whatever. It was super
It
weird
was
to
funny
play.
because like was Revenge of the Nerds, like that whole scene where the one nerd dresses as Darth Vader and he ends up having sex with like
That scene was hilarious.
rape. Like, so
That's so funny.
you're false identifying yourself as somebody else. You're having sex with somebody. It's like holy shit. Like yeah,
There's
that's not.
somebody else's girlfriend. There's awesome.
Yeah, it's like holy shit.
Oh, and then she finds out about it too.
Man,
It's all
then
bad.
being together.
It's all bad. But yeah, I guess looking again, Florida. Apparently, Florida is some kind of hotbed.
Capital of the world.
Capital of like the most. Apparently, Florida has the most COVID Delta variant cases, and like their hospitals are overrun. They're trying to get oxygen for their patients, and it's hard for them to get it. Running out of beds for people who are in the ICU. It's not looking good out there. And apparently, from what I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard the gamma's out there somewhere in Florida. Very few cases, not a lot. Apparently, it's in the populace out there.
Well, I mean
So-
the governor. I don't think they have like. I know they account for like a large percentage of new COVID cases, but their
Mhm.
governor is so anti-mask and semi-anti-vax. It's just like, I mean, come on, man.
Mhm.
Like these people, like they're people, and you're just willy-nilly about like their health. It's like I would
But-
much rather. One of the things that I've always been about since like even the beginning of the coronavirus. Well, actually, not the very beginning. In the very beginning, if you go back in history, I said that I didn't understand the big deal. I didn't see that it was much worse than the flu. But then once I saw that it was much worse than the flu, that's when I changed my tune. It was rather quickly, and I didn't feel bad about it. I don't give a fuck. But there was a guy named I forget the fucking guy's name. It's like Louis Rossman. He's on YouTube. He's the guy that does like the right to repair thing. He's a smart guy.
Right to repair?
Right to repair. It's like a big thing. Anyway. He repairs like MacBooks and shit like that. And
Oh, okay.
And so he does this whole thing about right to repair. And he became like a really big like YouTube person because of like his right to repair thing, as far as I know. So I've been listening to like some of his videos, and like so he owns a business on like repairing like computers and stuff like that. And so his thing was, when it comes to the coronavirus, which is I'm the same way, is I'll much rather err on the side of caution and be wrong with less consequences rather than go out there and be kind of reckless and then be wrong and cause myself or people that I know or somebody I don't know to fucking die. So I think that's probably the right way to go. I don't know why most people don't have the same sort of mentality. Whereas if you look at it, like, because he owns a business, so for him, and he has like employees. So when he decided to do like the mask mandate at his store, it's like, okay, if we all mask up at the store, like what's the worst that can happen? Like, we look kind of silly for X amount of months or however long. And that's it. If you don't mask up, though, the consequences for not masking is somebody gets sick. That's one of the employees. Then you all get sick, and then all of a sudden, you don't have business anymore because if you all get sick, even if you guys, even the people that are your employees, are going to be okay, they still have to like not come into the store and take time off. But you can't keep paying like all your employees to take time off and then pay rent for the store and not be able to like service your customers. So for him, that was like pretty easy to like make that distinction of like, if you're wrong on one side, there's like no consequences. But if you're wrong on the other side, it's very extreme. So why wouldn't you just take the one that has the less extreme consequence, even if you're wrong?
So I'm going to push back a little bit on this, and it's probably not within his industry of business or where he sells, but there is an increasing number of patrons who go to certain businesses, and people are asking these patrons to wear a mask, and all of a sudden they get attacked. So there's been an increased number. There was one a few days ago in LA County where in the county at a restaurant, people were saying, please wear a mask. and all of a sudden the patrons that are there are attacking the servers, the wait
Yeah.
staff that are there,
That's
and this could potentially happen in this gentleman's work. I don't. I guess he's like, is it a hobby shop or
no, it's a
like a repair
computer
shop?
repair. It's a repair shop. That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like
So
even if that does happen, it's irrelevant to like his safety to his employees.
I mean, he could have an employee that becomes attacked by someone who's an anti-masker.
That's
I
not
mean,
his fault. Like that's an insane person. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
funny.
That's nothing to do. Like if somebody does, if the fact that somebody wants to, if somebody says, "Hey, in my place," it's just like imagine this. Okay, you go to somebody's house and they say, "Hey, man, in my house, you have to take your shoes off." And then somebody says, "Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna walk in your house with my shoes, or I'm gonna fight you to wear my shoes in your house." That's literally the same thing. They're insane. You're an insane person.
That sounds like some medieval shit. Like, I want to marry your daughter. If I can't have her, I'm gonna fucking kill you or something like
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't make any
yeah.
sense. And it's not on him as like a business owner of like saying, "Hey, if you're gonna come to my business, then please wear a mask." And it wasn't even. I don't think he even said that people in the shop had to wear a mask. I think he pushed it, but if somebody said no, he didn't really do anything about it. But for his employees and him, when they were in the shop, they wore masks because.
Well, it's.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it. So on Sunday, the Sweden side, we went to Beer Baron in Oakland, and actually they have a sign outside their door. I took a picture of it, and it says, I mean, this is something that's been kind of a tweet, or not a tweet, but like a meme that's been going around. But it says, as American, you have a right not to wear a mask, but just like you, business have a right to refuse you access and service.
You
can't have it. You can't have it both ways. You are free to your opinions and choices, but that means accepting the consequences for your action.
Yeah.
Being belligerent or resistant to policies that are intended to protect employees and guests does not make you a patriot. It just shows your complete lack of consideration for anyone other than yourself. Don't mistake inconvenience. Don't mistake inconvenience for oppression.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I think most people don't really seem to understand that because we're so used to, getting people basically servicing us and like just being like, honestly, to me it like equates to like slave days, where people just demand that you do something for them. You know what I mean? It's just like it doesn't really. People don't really understand that nobody has to do shit for you. They don't have to do shit for you. When you go into a business, they don't have to fucking serve you anything. They don't. You demanding that they do something, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, like at all. And I think that people just need to really just get that. Like, they don't need to do it.
They don't get that. You know what they say? This is what the argument that I've seen that's out there. The argument is that their God-given rights have been given them by God and not by man, so they're entitled and they're being oppressed because their rights are infringed or whatever the fuck. So that their whole argument is like their God-given rights versus their governmental rights are different. I'm like, well,
No,
what does that mean?
You don't have God-given rights.
Yeah, I don't
First of
think they understand. They don't understand that.
Your God-given rights are irrelevant. They really are. If you believe in a God, the rights that you believe in that God gave you, they're irrelevant. If you believe that God gave you the right to, drive your car at 120 miles per hour, in a school zone, what are your rights? God doesn't grant you shit. There are rules that you're supposed to follow in society, and it has nothing to do with fucking God. It's stupid as fuck. Like you saying that, I can't stand the God-given right fucking argument because it literally does not exist. If you want to actually talk about gods and rights and if you believe in the Bible, and I see a guy that has his face cleanly shaven, God told you to fucking grow your beard out, and if you don't grow your beard out, then there's a problem. God also said that women are supposed to cover their heads at all time. God said a whole bunch of shit in the Bible that people don't fuck. God also said that you can't wear clothing with more than one kind of fabric. So there's a whole bunch of shit that people don't follow in the Bible, but all of a sudden they're trying to just grasp at little straws for excuses to not be inconvenienced. but it's not a large inconvenience. Just wear a fucking mask. It's not that goddamn hard to do. It's not that hard to do. But they're just weak fucking people. You're weak bitches because you don't want to protect yourself and others. It's mostly others at this point. People don't really seem to understand. It's like, well, why do you got to wear a mask? It's like, okay, it's to protect. I have I'm vaccinated, but I know that I can get the coronavirus still, and I can pass it on without even knowing that I have the coronavirus, without feeling sick at all. And so that's why I still wore a mask even after the mask mandate went down, because the possibility was there. And
vaccinated to the cure.
Yeah, and I know that it's still going around, and I know stupid ass fucking people are still not masking up, and so I could still get it and pass on to somebody else that's not vaccinated, or someone that's immunocompromised that can't get the vaccine, or a kid, or some shit like that. And it's not really that difficult to really understand once you actually take the time to like put down some dogma and like listen to people. But people aren't willing to do that. They just don't want to be inconvenienced. I don't want to put a mask on my face because,
I can't breathe.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I can't breathe.
You can't
It's
breathe.
uncomfortable.
No.
It looks bad.
You can breathe.
Blah blah.
And there's people that are still to this day, people that I know that I'm about to unfucking friend, that are saying that masks are harmful. Masks are not fucking harmful, bitch. If you go get surgery, your goddamn doctor wears a mask.
For 8 hours or more.
For hours, yes.
So get the fuck out of here with your stupid ass masks are harmful fucking bullshit. Shut the fuck up. You're stupid. You're just at this point you're fucking stupid. And there's no excuses out there to say that, masks are harmful. There's been like maybe a small percentage of people that maybe can't wear masks, but it's so I literally cannot think of an instance of where this would be an issue. But if those people do exist, you probably shouldn't be in public right now, because if you got the Rona, the Rona would definitely fucking kill you because it's a fucking disease that attacks your lungs.
I would say the only people who well, there are probably other people, but like I think if you're 2 and younger, not even 2, I think 2-year-olds can wear a mask, but like infants they can wear a fucking mask. Even though I got a cute little Disney one I have for Sebi for a little baby Bash, but it's really crazy. Like we were on the cusp of having this fucking taken care of. Like we had people were getting vaccinated, the numbers were going down, it was looking all good. Companies were talking about they started opening up shit and like the capacity for things were like lifted. Like we went to IKEA and like there was no fucking line to get in. Like there was no like regulator at the doors or anything. There was just everybody just come the fuck in here. And it's like we're literally going back to fucking ground zero all over again, just because some people who was like, I don't want to get vaccinated, I don't want to wear my mask, I don't have to show proof that I have a vaccine, like nobody's checking me, like I'm just gonna do what I've been doing.
That's
crazy.
That's one of the crazy things for me is that we're in this weird like catch-22, where it's like people that got the vaccine, it's like I should be able to like take my mask off. But then it's like, if you want to take your mask off, we already know there's people out there that don't get the vaccine. This is where the catch-22 comes in. It's like, do we need to have, proof to me that you got the vaccination? And that's where it kind of encroaches upon rights, sort of, but not really. Because people that think that it encroaches upon your rights, it's like, listen, when you put your kid in school, in public school, they have to be vaccinated with like a whole bunch of other different vaccinations. It's a fucking shitload.
Oh yeah. I was talking about this with a bunch of people, and there's stuff that people probably take for granted, like TB. TB is still very dangerous to children. Like TB spreads with like literally physical contact, like touch to touch.
Not even physical contact. No. You can breathe. Just breath.
Breathe it in too.
Yeah,
but like you can sneeze in your hand, and touch someone, and then TB.
No, you can literally be in the same vicinity and just breathe around them. I only know this because I have a TB. I've been exposed to TB. I have the antibodies for TB, shit. And so like when I get that stupid ass fucking shot now, my fucking arm blows up. So now I have to get fucking chest X-rays. All because
you get the bubble.
Yeah, because when the bubble was fucking gigantic. So I remember like the first time I got it, first couple of times I got it was in the Marine Corps. It stayed small, and then I went to Africa, and then one of the majors that I was in the same building with, he got TB out there, and ever since then. I got a shot after that, and the test it just blew up on my arm. So I have to get chest X-rays anytime I have to get a TB test to prove that I'm not fucking TB.
Yeah, I was exposed to TV as well when I was younger, but I didn't. The bubble always went down, so because some kid had it and it was spreading, so they had to like quarantine the kid. I didn't know until afterwards, but it was all bad. But
Well, like,
yeah, I mean, I mean, whooping cough. We talked about polio. All
mhm.
those your kids got to get vaccinated for.
Fucking
When it's on the
Weimer.
schedule, you're on the schedule too. Like when you go to do the vaccines, it's some of them you can get all at once. Other ones you have to wait a few weeks in order to get the rest. And
So
that's
like,
just to go to public school.
yeah. So with little Bash, like he's getting it, like he's up there getting a vaccination, but like we decided to do a modified vaccine schedule. So instead of him getting like fucking like 5 shots in one fucking day, we decided to like to break it up so he gets like 2 1 month and then the following month he gets like the other 3 or something like that. Just because we just felt like it's too much of a little body, but he's still doing fine. Like he's not in school or anything, so it's not like he's really out there meeting people. But we just kind of wanted to break up him getting all these fucking shots at once.
I mean, we broke up too,
I
but
mean,
at the same time though, it's like there's a few shots that are like it's multiple vaccines in one shot.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Those are the ones we got them in out of the way.
yeah.
But
so
what's crazy is that some like a lot of these companies that are out there are requiring their employees who are coming back to the office to be vaccinated. What you guys' feelings about that? 'Cause I know
I don't see.
Apple,
don't see a
Google,
problem.
and Facebook are requiring their employees to do that.
So I believe what
And
the
the government.
state of New York is it the city of New York or the state of New York is going to start requiring people to prove that they're vaccinated to enter a public setting. And I
They do
think they're the
California.
first state. No, New York apparently is the first state.
They're the first.
I don't
but
think
California's
California is
doing it
free.
too. They are.
I haven't seen anything about it yet. I mean, I work with the as far as insinuating that you people that come in and prove that they've been vaccinated. And I know that's going to cause issues with a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be people who are probably going to try to burn establishments down. I mean, we're going to end up repeating season 1 of COVID, where people are going to be protesting and they're going to try to burn shit down, and then they're going to try to blame it on all these like organizations that are out there. It's going to just be all bad.
Like I said before,
So
we all have to get vaccinated to go to school. So people are just making these stupid ass arguments. You have to get. Most people that live in, like the vast majority of people that live in America, have all been vaccinated. Unless you're like a fucking. It's like very few people. Like I'm thinking of like the Amish. Maybe the Amish don't get vaccinated, but they're also protected.
or is it Jehovah's Witnesses too?
I think they get it too. It's just like because they go to schools. They go to public schools as well. So I don't understand the whole like real issue with it. Like, listen, I'm working from home. I worked from home for the past like 10 years. Not a big deal for me anyway. The company that I work for, which is a very very large computer organization, they said even like after things start opening up, like, hey, if you don't want to come to the office, don't worry about it. If you want to come in, feel free. So, but they're already shutting down like a lot of the offices around the world, and I'm like, good, because save some money and pay your employees more. So, but
Yeah,
I mean, I'm well
that's money.
compensated, so I can't really complain.
I mean, that's money. Leases are expensive, especially in California. If you're able to shut down a whole building, that's money you save. You can sell that to some realtor or something, and then get your money back, and then pay your employees more. Or what they're most likely going to do is pay their executive bigger bonuses.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just saying.
What's kind of cool is that so the Sweetness went back to work today after being off for a couple of months for paternity leave or motherly leave, or I don't know what it's called.
Maternity.
Anyway, so
maternity.
yeah. So she got an email from her company that there's a link. California has a link that you can go to where you can get a digital copy of your vaccination. So you can look up your name. You can look it up by your name and your birthday, and you get like a QR code that you can save to your phone. So I think having that, like, just simply like somebody, I guess you can still forge a fucking QR code. So,
Yeah, I mean, I could take your picture of mine and copy someone's name in fucking Photoshop, or not even Photoshop. I have like a little editor on my phone. And I can send it to all my friends.
You're a fucking QR creator.
Let's be honest and insulting, because I don't give a fuck at this point. The people that aren't getting vaccinated, they ain't that fucking smart. They ain't gonna fucking learn about to fucking copy QR codes. shit like that. And if you're a listener that's like, I'm not getting vaccinated, stop listening to the podcast. I don't give a fuck. You're fucking stupid.
Damn.
Unless you have medical reasons, then continue listening to the podcast.
Well, yeah, but the medical reasons are like, I already said, came back, she's had three open heart surgeries, and she's got the vaccine. So I can't think of, obviously I'm not a fucking doctor, so I'll give that caveat. I can't think of too many reasons why somebody couldn't get vaccinated where the vaccine is possibly more dangerous than the coronavirus to that same person. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I believe our state is paying people $100 to get a free test. So basically, you get paid to get the test.
Yeah, well, I think they're. I know that President Biden, he was trying to get that some kind of thing going where if you get vaccinated, you get $100. But then I think there was a few states were doing fucking lotteries, I think they got like a weekly potluck where like you can become a millionaire basically because you got the COVID vaccination. But I don't know. I feel like literally the numbers for getting people vaccinated was going like up higher and higher. Like the number of people, like it was hard to make an appointment. Like it took like weeks and blah blah blah. But like now I can walk into fucking Costco. Or no, not even Costco, like fucking Lucky's and just get a vaccine shot if I need to because there's so many openings out there right now because people, they're not out there getting vaccinated, which is sad.
Yeah, there's a lot of testing areas shut down. They were doing like drive-through like vaccinations, and some of those had to shut down because people weren't showing up.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of the vaccines have like a shelf life too because it has to be at a certain temperature and this and that. So I think the government's probably losing a bunch of money because they're the ones. I think they're the ones flipping the bill for this. So like
whatever, they can print money.
Well, no, it's like it's probably cheaper for them to offer people $100 to get vaccinated than it is for them to just let these vaccinations go to waste. Because I mean, either way, their money is going to go to waste because the vaccines are going to like expire or whatever. I don't know, it's sad because. We have some, because my whole reason for not wanting to get the vaccine originally was because I felt like, okay, this is rushed, and how come they came up with the vaccine so fucking quick and blah blah blah. But it's like how they say, like we get vaccinations for other things, like the flu. We get a fucking flu shot once a year, which I've only gotten twice in my life. But but like I mean, we trust that, and like that shit's like it's almost 50-50 when it comes to the flu shot.
I mean, the another thing is people were like saying that, hey, we got this vaccine pretty quick. I kind of disagree because this was a round-the-clock research attempt by countries around the world, all collaborating, all experimenting, all doing different things to get this. I mean, yeah, I know there's pharmaceutical companies, but there was other people as well too. There's scientists, companies, doctors. Everyone was putting in their input to how to combat this and how the best way to achieve a working vaccine. And they were talking about this in early 2020, and they were working almost literally 24 hours a day to try to get this through. And it had to be tested. It wasn't as if they just got this. Like part of the vaccine phase was actually testing it
on humans.
And there's people who volunteered, and yes, people did die. And that's probably the information people are going off of about the vaccine, is that the people that volunteered and it didn't work on them, or it caused unseen side effects. Unfortunately, these people. They knew what they were getting into. Basically, they knew what they signed up for. They tell them you could possibly die or have an reaction. Yeah, you can have some weird reaction that we don't know about. But those things, these people's sacrifice helped get a working vaccine. I mean, I would say that these people were the true patriots.
For real. Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah.
Some of them got fucking injection needles in their arms.
Yeah, a lot of these people are nameless. They're not going to release the names of the people that went and got tested or potentially died because of testing.
Yeah.
I mean, this was stuff that, that in the name of science, people did. I mean, we've been doing this for like a little over 100 years, like since the 1800s, where they were doing tests on stuff, tests on people, tests on animals.
like the one thing I want to give another thing like with African Americans, like there's a whole history of us being fucking like not us, African Americans being experimented on, where they're like
Mm-hmm.
where they would test fucking
By our own country, by our own government.
Mm-hmm. Using on fucking drugs against us and telling us it's for something else. Like, oh, this will get rid of your athlete feet. Well, shit, I got gonorrhea now. Like, what the fuck is this shit all about?
Yeah, this will get rid of your
Are you talking about
fungus on your hands. This will get rid of your fungus on your hands.
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about how like the government would experiment on black people.
Oh, like Tuskegee?
Yeah,
yes.
being the biggest one brought out to the public's attention.
Yeah.
For some reason, people seem to either forget or deny.
Well, they don't know, but it's also when people get so like viscerally angry about reparations. Guess what? For the Tuskegee experiment and a lot of their kids, they're getting reparations. So yeah, America has paid reparations out to other Americans on multiple occasions, but for some reason, just not the vast majority of black people. So yeah.
I can't remember who I was watching. They were talking about the whole. It was on Netflix. They were talking about the whole reparations and how like people think like if black people got reparations, sorry, for like slavery and stuff like that, like people would just use that money on buying alcohol and blah blah blah, and it's like
I think we're ghetto.
Yeah, like I was thinking about that. I was like, if I got like $200,000 to use however I want, it's like, you know what? I would use that to better. I would use that to improve my life. Like I'll take a few courses and stuff like that. I'll do some house repairs. I might invest it in like maybe buying other properties and stuff like that. But then like they talked about how like they did release it, like there'd be like rules to it, like oh you can only use this toward like education or for buying property or something like that. It's like. That's not. There shouldn't be a rule on how I should spend my money.
A stipulation. It's like when you win the lottery, they don't tell you what to do with your money.
Exactly.
They want is their taxes.
When you get a paycheck or when your fucking family happens to pass that money on to you, they tell you what the fuck to do with it exactly? No. And the problem is that what people don't seem to understand is that a lot of this generational wealth is based upon the backs of racism. Because when you look at like go back to like slavery days, the vast majority of wealth that was garnered in America were based upon African slaves, enslaved people, and that's how they first started gaining wealth in America. And a lot of these families in America, they just kept building upon that free enslaved wealth over the years, and even when slavery ended, we were still forced to live in certain locations to where we couldn't really, first of all, we couldn't own a home at all. And if we could happen to own a home, it was redlining, and it was in shitty places where, it was next to an industrial area or a place to where they didn't have any sort of community services and shit like that. That's why you have ghettos. If you look at if you look up redlining and look up where ghettos are, they're the exact fucking areas. It's because it's places where we were forced federally to live there. On a federal level, you literally couldn't get a loan to live somewhere else.
Yeah, it was probably brought this into the chat, or is it your prodigy? But like it was John Oliver. He had brought that up like a couple of weeks ago, where he talked about redlining. I think we touched on it a little bit, but yeah, we didn't go. Was it John Oliver?
It was John Oliver, but we talked about it a while back. And Prodigy he suggested a book called The Color of Law, which is the excellent book, which I read. Yeah. It's really good. And then I did an episode on Balance Exchange. I'm not sure if it's out yet or it's going to come out in season 2 on racism and basically on like why black people don't have the same amount of wealth as white people. And it's one of the main reasons why is because the vast majority of people that have wealth in America, most of their wealth is tied into their real estate. And up until like 1960 something, or even past that, there was redlining to where we literally could not buy a home in a desirable neighborhood.
Well, yeah, it's kind of crazy because where the students and I live right now, like I was talking to the neighbor, and she had said like, oh, she wasn't trying to be racist with what she said. Like she had just broke down like a little bit of the history of the area, and she was basically saying like yeah, back in the day, like in this area, um, like it was just mainly just white people living in this area, and like only people who would come over here are people who are like maids and such, and it's like wow, like damn, this is fun. And like I live in Hayward, but like I'm like kind of up in the hills a little bit, but I don't. It's just knowing that little bit of history. It's like damn, like holy shit, like that's some crazy shit. But like the street I live on, it's pretty diverse. Like we got everybody. We got white, black, Mexican, Asian. We got some people. I got like my neighbor. He's from Africa, and like when he told me he was from Africa, I was like, "You ain't from no Africa." He's like, "Yeah, I'm from Africa. Just not just black people in Africa. I guess he's from South Africa." And like I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." But yeah, like around the corner, I got some neighbors from what are they from? Gotta get the other country they're from. But like, it's just my street is pretty fucking diverse for the area.
Your street got divorced, like hey
I'm still thinking of
That's all bad.
But yeah, it's I like if I got a check for $200, like if it was $1 million, that'd be great. Like yeah, that'll change my life dramatically. If it's 200,000, if it's 100,000, even if it's 50,000, like yeah, that shit would fucking dramatically improve my life.
I mean, that would improve most people's lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that I don't think people understand like the actual generational wealth that was lost with our generation, because my mom didn't own a home until she was already like in her 50s. So she rented up until she was in her 50s, and that was by design. I mean, when she was young, she couldn't own a home like anywhere that was desirable, so she was forced to rent. So she could not own something that was going to gain her wealth like at all, and that's what people just don't understand. So when I break down like racism for people that don't understand like how it still affects people today, that's one of the main reasons. Like it's through like housing, and like my mom passed away last year. I didn't get anything. So
my dad passed away, same thing.
Yeah, most people that most people that are of European descent, if your parents pass away, they're passing down something to you, and we don't get anything. Like a lot of us, we don't get anything like that, like at all, and it's through racist policies at the federal level.
You know what's kind of crazy? We were watching that John Oliver. I was watching with the sweetness, and I never understood when it says like white non-Hispanic. Like I was like, why do like whenever they ask you for a race, like why is that on there?
You didn't know?
Well, no. So I was like, why? Okay, so it says white and it says white non-Hispanic, and I was like, wait, what the fuck's the difference between those two? And the sweetness was like, well, look at me. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, you didn't.
I guess.
I mean, didn't you? Who went to? No, it wasn't you. I could have sworn you went to Spain or Italy or something. But
no,
yeah,
me.
They also have. So it says white non-Hispanic, but it also says black non-Hispanic.
Blue, but your wife though, she's Hispanic.
Yeah, she is, but like it didn't dawn onto me until like I had asked her that. I was like, we were watching the series, and I had asked that question, like, wait, how come it says white non-Hispanic? Like, what the fuck does that mean? And she was like, well, look at me. I'm like, oh shit, I guess that makes sense.
When I look at her, like I don't think of like a white person. Yes, her skin is pale, but she's definitely not. This is like one of the weird things. It is. It has to do with it's actually some crazy racist bullshit of like when people can pass as white because of the way that their facial features are or their skin tone is, and it's just like it's to get them into like being accepted as white because then they can pass, and that's just some racist bullshit. Just because you can pass, it just means that you're accepted by white people. It's fucking bullshit. It really is.
And I'm not gonna lie, I thought the sweetness was white when I first met her.
Really?
Yeah.
The fact that she speaks Spanish didn't.
No, she didn't speak Spanish at all when I met her.
I thought she spoke. Okay.
Well, because we met her.
Why would you?
We met her.
I'm very curious now. Why would why would she speak Spanish to somebody like
What do you
just
mean?
randomly?
Oh no, I meant to like her because he lives with her family, and if they're speaking Spanish at home,
No, I'm talking about when we first met.
yeah, I
Yeah,
get
I
it.
mean, it took me like maybe a week or two before I realized that she was Mexican.
Okay.
But like off the top, when I first met her, first impressions, I thought she was Caucasian, and the fact that she was from the same city I was from, that blew my mind too.
Actually, I will. I kind of had so with your wife, I knew that she wasn't white, but with the person that I knew before K-Mac, Blue knows what I'm talking about. Did you know that she was Mexican and Portuguese?
Actually, I did know that because the girl I was dating was when I told me that.
Ah, all right. I didn't know for a while. So yeah, I get that.
Hmm. All right, we're on that political trip.
Yeah.
Where should we go now?
Let's be done with that. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Project's going to be jumping on here, so should we get into the black snake in the room?
Or he didn't
Yes.
get his yard time from Zuck. So,
Well, let's go to you want me to? I'll set it up, I guess. So Black Widow. So apparently, this is funny because Patrick, who is a listener of the podcast, he sent me this story when it first broke, and it was that Scarlett Johansson was suing Disney because for breach of contract. So apparently, Black Widow, when she signed the contract for Black Widow, she was supposed to. It was supposed to be released only in theaters for X amount of time, and then it could get released on digital. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make an assumption to begin with, and I'm pretty sure that my assumption is correct, but that what she gets paid residuals is off of like the actual theater sales, right? So she's
Yes.
gonna get paid more the more people watching the theaters. But I give a caveat is that if you just read that story on face value, I think that people don't understand that Black Widow was supposed to come out like a year ago, like during the Rona, and this is before like the whole digital semi-revolution with movies, and so they didn't she didn't renegotiate her contract to get digital sales, but I think it's also part that's wrong on Disney's part because
Yeah.
Disney kind of changed their contract and just decided to release Black Widow on digital and in theaters on the same fucking day. Which, if I was an actor and my paycheck was beholden to theater sales, I'd be pretty pissed too. Another thing though is that if they did give her money off of the digital sales, then to me she has like way less of an argument. But I don't think they did, and I have no evidence to say that they did. So yeah, Disney's getting sued by Scarlett Johansson about that, and I think that she should win. To be honest,
Yeah.
because if she's not getting any of the digital sales at all, she should definitely win 100%. Even if she's getting only some of the digital sales, she should probably still win because it's still a fucking contract that she signed.
Wasn't wasn't the
Ooh.
digital sales like just as high as the fucking theater sales?
Yeah, it was like $60 million. It's a lot of money.
60 million. Yeah. I really wish Prodigy was here because I don't want to go too deep, but I'm gonna stick with the lawsuit. So Disney Plus was launched on November 12th of 2019, and at that time, I guess a few months later, I think December 2019, they were trying to decide what to do with Black Widow
No.
because of the Rona.
Black Widow already had a release in 2019. Black Widow.
Oh,
had a
May
release in
2nd, 2020 was the original.
Yeah.
So according to her, so this is from the New York Post, that the complaint on her lawsuit claims that Johansson's lawyers had reached out in 2019 to Disney with concerns about the film being given a multi-platform release. They later tried to renegotiate her contract after the release strategy got changed. And so apparently Disney did not come back to the negotiating table, decided to do whatever they wanted to do. and basically pocketed $60 million.
Okay, well,
And Johansson is executive producer on the film, so based on her original contract, she's supposed to get a percentage on theater sales, which would have been a shitload of money, provided that it did ridiculous money over its theater run. So the original deal is that the movie would be in theaters for 45 days, then it would move to digital.
yeah.
So apparently,
If that's all true, I'm not a lawyer, but she should win. Easily.
so I know if Prodigy was here, I know he was out there talking shit, saying that she doesn't know how to negotiate and she had terrible representation, but he didn't have all the stuff on him. He didn't have all the facts or whatnot. I know he's probably asleep right now, but
I
I
mean,
don't
he's a
want to go
hard-working
too
man.
deep into the weeds.
He's a
What's up?
He's a hard-working man.
Yeah. So, but he's hard work at hating on Scarlett Johansson and everything she does. I don't know why when Gal Gadot's looking for a paycheck still. I'm just saying.
She been got paid. She got paid more than ScarJo.
No, she did not. She got paid $10 million. So, in December of 2020, Warner Brothers Pictures paid out Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot $10 million based on their algorithm on what they were supposed to be paid. I don't want to go too deep into this because I have this saved for Prodigy, but yes, they got paid. But according to the theater ticket sales from Wonder Woman 1984, it only did 166 million from its entire theater run. Just saying.
Yeah, but you don't know how much you got paid though.
Actually, overall, let's see. Salary. Because
Are you talking about the first one or the second one?
Actually,
the second one.
I got no skin in the game. I have no skin in the game either way. I really don't give a shit who got paid more. So, I just thought about it. I don't care who got paid more.
Well, with the whole Scarlet thing, it's interesting too because
she only got 10 million versus ScarJo who got 20 million.
That's it for
for Wonder Woman 1984. She reportedly got 10 million. Well, ScarJo, released by Disney as a counter and their countersuit or their defense, they say she got paid 20 million on top of the residuals she's supposed to get.
Well, apparently Emily Stone, she was a headliner. Emma Stone. She was a headliner in Cruella. Apparently, she's starting to sue Disney too for the kind of the same reason.
Mm-hmm. And then, which also prompted Gerard Butler to sue his production company for releasing a film early on digital and not getting residuals, because apparently he's executive producer as well.
I don't care. Cruella was a really good movie, so I think Emily definitely deserved that. Scarlett's as well, like, you know, they should get, because the whole being able to stream these shows from home, like, even the numbers prove it, like, people are enjoying watching. I can't really say that they're enjoying watching movies from home. It's just super more convenient to watch a movie from home. But then again, like, you know, if these movies were released in theaters, like, so if Black Widow's were released in theaters, right now in the Bay Area, it costs at least $15 a person to watch a movie. So
no, that's just to buy a ticket.
Yeah, it's just for a ticket. So that's $30, right? Alone, that's $30, which is the price of watching it at home, streaming it. But like, if you have kids, that's another. I don't even know how much. Kids are like what? I don't know. Let's say
it's cheaper.
They're $10.
But yeah, don't. Okay, so when you say just a ticket, she only gets paid from the ticket. She doesn't get paid from any of the food. So
yeah. But like, just that being said, like, I could have a fucking house, like a house viewing party or whatever. But then, like, you know, everybody's getting fucking Rona, so ain't nobody coming to my goddamn house. But no, like, just if you have a bunch of kids, like, that's just watching at home. It's just more convenient and just make things easier. And then you also kind of own the movie, so you don't have to. Well, you own the movie as long as you have Disney Plus. I'm assuming if you miss a credit card payment or something like that, and shit gets turned off, you're gonna lose your fucking movie. But then again, it's gonna be on there eventually. But kind of like Moana, that's on there now. Not Moana, Mulan.
Same thing with Cruella. Cruella will be free in, I think, on the 17th or something. Because I looked at it today and I was like, oh, this is going to be free. So if I wait, I can just stream it and just sit back.
Yeah, to be honest, Go ahead.
No, I just say yeah. I just want to end the notes that I think Scarlett she deserved it. I mean she's like the number one. Is she still the number one paid female actress, or has she fell from that grace?
No idea, actually, at this point.
I mean, honestly,
I wouldn't be surprised, though.
Disney really fucked up. And
Yeah.
I think that Disney fucked up. I think that it's also an issue with the vast majority of the theater owners. They fucked up. They didn't pivot in time for the coronavirus. Don't get me wrong. The coronavirus was out of nowhere. You know, it's a once in a century,
100 years.
yeah, sort of virus to come around. But they definitely, the industry as a whole did not adjust well enough to account for any of this. But listen, if you had contracts with people and you decided to change the contract without them knowing and just do whatever you wanted, like you're beholden to that contract. You know, like you need to do the needful, as people in India would say that are not fluent in enough English. But yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I think that the movie theater owners and movie theater, you know, like companies in general, they should have immediately started pivoting towards buying up digital rights to movies early on, but they didn't. They didn't at all. They just decided, but it's not totally their fault because they didn't know how long this was gonna last. But you know who did know it was gonna last? Fucking Amazon and HBO Max and all these other digital fucking places that already knew, like, hey, well, this is a good time to, like, you know, start getting into, you know, getting some of that revenue. And that revenue is going to stay with them for fucking ever now. Because it's always going to be an option, especially for parents that don't want to have the hassle of going into a theater with their kids and having their kids not enjoy a movie that you paid for and doing whatever they wanted to. And you can't enjoy the movie because you got to fucking hunt them down in a movie theater. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's shitty all around, but it's just industries are not shifting agilely to shifting situations because they want things to stay static. They want their money to stay static, like the revenue streams to stay static. And yeah, I mean they're learning now, but it's fucking too late. You know, yeah, there's going to be some movie theater, like brick and mortar movie theater company that's going to stick around for a long time, but nobody knows who it is right now. I got AMC stock. I hope it's them, but Amazon, you know, outmaneuvered with them. So did Netflix. So did, you know, HBO Max. So yeah, go ahead, Blue.
Well, I'll just say, like, before the whole pandemic, the one great thing that theaters were doing fucking well was that they were remodeling the theaters and it had the whole fucking lounge seats and like the capacity of a certain amount of people and you have the option to reserve your seat, which I thought was fucking great. Like before, people wait in line to get a goddamn wait in line to make sure you get a fucking decent seat. That shit was all thrown out the window. But the greatest thing that theaters did was that they introduced alcohol. Like there was a fucking bar. Like they would have special themed drinks that would go with the fucking movie that was just released, which was fucking great. And I love that shit. I mean, it's kind of a catch-22 because, you know, if you drink a lot of beer, that means you gotta go to the bathroom, means you're gonna fucking leave in the middle of the movie, which fucking sucks. And they would have like a limit of like two. You only can have 2 drinks in your hand at once.
I think they were close to having catheters. Like they're gonna install catheters.
Yeah.
Just fucking unzip on your seat and just go right there.
Like it's cool because like, you know, you like there was that one theater that they had that they served alcohol. Like everybody would go there and watch a movie just because like it was mainly adults or whatever now. But then like a lot of these theaters started to catch on. But so I looked up the top paid actresses for 2021. And yeah, Stitch will be pissed off about this because Scarlett's not on this list.
Damn.
And it's actually surprising. Number one is Sofia Vergara with 43 million.
Oh, because the Modern Family.
Modern Family. She's probably getting revenue from that, but like Angela.
Well, because it's in syndication, so.
Yeah, well, that's in syndication, but then like she had like a long. Well, I think she's on America Got Talent and some other shows. Mm-hmm. But Angelina Jolie's number 2. Gal Gadot is number 3, and Melissa McCarthy is number 4. But Cheryl Streep is number 24. It's 24, and it's like, holy shit, what the fuck is she doing?
Meryl Streep?
Yeah.
She does, she's in some stuff.
Viola Davis is number 10 on here at 15 million. But this is, I'm pulling this number from the nationalnews.com.
This is for last year?
I know it's for 2021.
Oh, okay. Well,
this was
surprising, yeah.
This was posted February 16th of 2021.
Okay.
Sophia, she's getting that American Got Talent money. Cause she gets 43 million. I didn't say it per episode, but yeah, like damn, that's pretty good for a 48-year-old. Oh, she gets 500 million an episode.
500 million? 500,000.
Yeah,
sorry,
550,000.
Okay.
500,000 an episode.
Yes, 500 million. That'd be quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, that's from Modern Family. So it's not even from fucking America's Got Talent. That's from fucking her work at Modern Family.
A lot of money.
All right. Moving on.
Sure.
So, have y'all been watching the Olympics? Because they're still going on.
A little bit. I watched it over the weekend.
Been watching a bit too. I saw like some guy, I think it was an American dude, do the BMX and get like really fucked up. Did y'all see that shit?
Oh damn!
Holy shit!
Yeah, he like.
No, but I'm about to Google that shit right now.
You could, okay, before you Google it and look it up, the guy has very serious injuries. Like he has I think it was bleeding in his brain. He broke some bones.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he got really fucked up. And like when he fell, like I knew he was knocked the fuck out like right away. I was like, that dude's fucked. And then when like the person that crashed with him was like trying to help him up, and he was like, "Oh my god, like this guy's fucked," and he was like kind of freaking out about it. Like it's not great, but yeah, people he got pretty fucked up.
Also, I think the person's Connor Fields crashed on his first turn on the BMX semifinals.
Yeah,
I haven't looked at it yet, but there's like a body on the ground. I'm like, okay, this must be it.
Yeah,
this is from 6 days ago.
He was fucked. I was watching. There was another BMX event that I was watching. It wasn't BMX. It was BMX like street that I was watching, and there was like I'm gonna be honest when I was watching this. So BMX Street Olympics. So there was a female that was on there.
Did someone try to join the chat? What was that?
What? Did somebody try
I just saw some weird. Did someone try to join or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So is
I think it's interesting that BMX is in the fucking Olympics. Like, wow, that's X Games type shit.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them there. I thought it was pretty cool. Actually, this is not it. There's a woman named Hannah something. Yeah, this ain't it. God damn it! But I was watching it. And I felt like a dick because wait, maybe this was it. Yeah, it was Hannah. So I was watching the BMX freestyle, and there was a woman that was doing this. She was 19 years old, and I was watching it, and I was like, that person's pretty big to be doing BMX. But also, understand that the BMX bike is fucking tiny, okay?
Yeah.
And the person that was doing this, I mean, she's on the sort of largest. I'm not going to fucking fat shame this person because she was fucking badass, all right? I was watching this person do it. Her name was Hannah Roberts. And I was like, this person's a BMX rider? And then, like, immediately I was like, this chick is fucking badass. Like, she was doing all kind of fucking crazy tricks and shit, which I couldn't ever fucking possibly dream of doing. I was like, she's fucking, like, it was amazing. She was doing all kinds of amazing shit. And, I didn't understand, like, how the fuck this person was even doing it. And she ended up getting second. And I thought that she was going to win. And I felt bad because, like, the person that won was somebody from, I think it was from England. Yeah, from Great Britain. Her name was, I think it was Charlotte Worthington who won. And she did, like, she did less, like, amazing tricks. But she did less tricks in general that were, like, really cool. But she did, like, more kind of complicated tricks. Like, she did a fucking front flip, like, from, like, a jump. And I was like, how the fuck did she even do that from a bicycle? Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was amazing. There's, like, a lot of really cool stories, like, for these sort of, more quote-unquote extreme sports with the Olympics now that you can watch. And it's just, like, if you get a chance, like watch all the Olympics. Like I introduced uh, my youngest daughter to like rhythmic gymnastics the other day, and she was like, it blew her fucking mind of like watching them do the ribbon thing and the ball and the like. She called it a hula hoop, but it was like the ring. It's just basically a fucking hula hoop, but whatever. Like you can call it a ring when you're badass at it. Call it whatever the fuck you want. And like watching my youngest daughter like be amazed by like these athletes doing these really amazing things with like their bodies. It's like it's been really cool. Like I want to watch more of it. I've been trying to watch more. If you get a chance to watch the Olympics, definitely watch. There's like I think we're a little bit over halfway through with the Olympics at this point, even though like the whole COVID thing is happening with Japan. But if you get a chance, check it out. I mean, it's cool. Like I still enjoy the Olympics. I really do.
Have they introduced have they
Yeah.
introduced a triple pole yet to the Olympics?
Not yet. It's coming.
Yeah,
But
I think
it's
they
called
have their
vertical pole.
they have their own Olympics, I believe.
No, but like
Um,
if you like Google like the there's I can't remember what it's called, but like a lot of there's some cool fucking shit people do with the like with the vertical
stripper pole.
stripper pole, but it's vertical pole, so they call it in like non-sexual terms, but whatever. But I think even like in India they have like competitions where they have
With
like
dudes.
like men. Yeah, with
Those dudes
dudes.
are fucking badass though. Like do I gotta say it, but pause no homo. But those dudes are fucking badass. That fucking server pole.
Yeah, the shit they fucking do. But it's kind of cool. There's actually a TikToker I follow who she does like cool fucking shit on a stripper. Like she doesn't do like sexy like check out my ass shaking type deal. Like she does like some fucking like ballerina fucking like tightrope walking type shit. Like it's insane like the stuff they can do with a fucking pole. And I know there's been like talks here and there about bringing it into the Olympics because it's basically gymnastics but on a vertical plane. And if Simone fucking got her hands on it, she probably would fucking kill at it because she's a fucking goat.
Damn, yeah, pole dancing is now recognized as a sport, and they want to be in the Olympics.
Yes.
That's crazy. I've seen some of the women's volleyball. I know that Prodigy was complaining about why the Swiss or the German team didn't want to wear bikinis, and now he's all upset. So
I'll let him speak. I didn't hear him say that, but
he posted it on Twitter.
oh well. All right. Well, we can talk about it, but I'll talk about with him. But whatever they're wearing, like they were just wearing like shorts. I'm like, if wearing shorts makes you more comfortable, I don't really give a fuck. I'm not there to like. Don't get me wrong. If you're wearing like a bikini and you have a nice ass, yeah, it's nice to see your ass, but that's not what you're there for. Like I'm there to watch you like compete at your sport. I'm not there to like watch your ass. That's like,
There's no benefit or some like fucking gaming like any game from them wearing fucking shorts versus a bikini. So
yeah.
I don't know.
The thing is, the team got fined for wearing shorts.
It's
Yeah.
fucking
So
dumb.
I was like, why are you getting fined for changing? I mean, as long as they're able to play the sport and not be impeded, why are you fining them?
Well, and it's inconsistent. It's inconsistent too. Like the IOC is like it's a fucked up organization. So when we talk about like female uniforms, so they have, at the same time as the volleyball team were getting fined for wearing shorts instead of bikinis. There's a gymnast group. I think maybe it was Germany. There was some gymnast team that wore, instead of wearing like the normal like unitard, they wore like long sleeves and long like pants with their like unitard thing. So they was all covered up. I'm like, cool. Like I don't mind that. Like I'm not. Sometimes it actually is. It's almost fucking distracting because it's like, why are they wearing like this thing where they can get wedgies and shit? Like that can't be fucking comfortable. Like wear something that's fucking comfortable and do all these badass fucking moves that I can't possibly fucking do. You know?
Right.
Like the whole. I don't understand why they even have that uniform. To be honest with you, I don't get it anymore.
Yeah.
Wear whatever makes you fucking comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same
Especially
time,
with like.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, just say especially with like. If you're playing on a goddamn beach, you want to protect your fucking skin. Like you want to cover as much as you can. You want to get skin cancer.
Yeah.
Then again, fucking I don't know.
there is
The whole Olympics thing is kind of weird.
well, there's a limit though to like what I'm saying. It comes to like there are certain uniforms that give people an advantage, and it comes to like with swimming. So if you look up like the laser suit, the LZR suit.
No, we talked about that last
swimming,
week. Yeah.
Yeah, like that definitely gives people an advantage. But if it has like if you have no advantage and you just want to be comfortable, wherever the fuck you want. Like I don't understand why you have like these inconsistent rules with like depending on your gender and the sport. Like you have to wear like the super tight fitting things or whatever. But also I want to also fucking highlight some shit that I noticed when people always try to like specify like the women's outfits of being like super tight fitting and like sexual or whatever. Like go watch the fucking men's sprinting events. You can see their dick and balls. Like and nobody talks about that. Like seriously, like they wear like this crazy these tight outfits too. You can see the dick in their balls. If they're comfortable wearing that, fine. But at the same time, like why is nobody commenting on that? Like you can see all their shit. You know? So
yeah, it's so like, yeah, I was gonna say it's so much of a double standard when it comes to certain events because I don't know. I guess in wrestling they're still wearing leotards in that, right?
Yeah, they were still wearing.
Yeah,
it's like,
well, men and women's wrestling they wear the exact same uniform.
So I think the men should wear bikinis too, like in the female volleyball.
Oh, well,
which
they could wear
volleyball,
speedos. The men could wear speedos.
They gotta wear a top two, man.
Oh yeah, well, sure.
They gotta wear sports.
They gotta wear fucking big.
Sports bra, fucking panties.
Oh man.
Could you imagine that shit?
Yes, unfortunately.
Well, they do it with I think it's soccer, right? They have like this it's an apparatus for it looks like a sports bra, but it's like a health monitor. It's a fitness monitor because it goes there's a certain like monitor in the chest and it goes around like their whole body. So, but it looks like a sports bra for dudes.
Oh, they have. Oh, I thought it was for females.
No, it's for dudes. Like, let me fucking bring it up. I'm not tripping here.
I think I know what you're talking about. But it's interesting because, like, I guess I saw at least I don't know the facts behind this, but I saw a shirt recently that says that skateboarding isn't an Olympic sport; it's a crime. Is this?
That's from like the '90s, man.
Okay. I was thinking, like, is skateboarding in the Olympics? Like, I was kind of confused about
that. Yeah, skateboarding is in the Olympics. And in the women's skateboarding, the two top skateboarders were, like, they're like little kids. Like, one was, like, 11, the other one was, like, 12. I think the gold medal winner was the Brazilian girl who was, like, 11. I think she won the women's skateboarding. The men, I watched some of the men skateboarding. A lot of them ate a lot of shit. Like, there's this one trick they just fucking kept wiping out. I don't know who won because the U.S. had two skaters for the men's. I don't think they won. I think they placed silver.
Yeah.
In the finals, but
that I never
GPS tracker. So it's a GPS tracker and a health tracker that they have, and it's called the Stat Sports, and it looks like a sports bra that dudes wear playing soccer or football if you're outside of America.
It's interesting because, like, I've never really been into Summer Olympics. I'm down for the winter ones. I love watching the Winter Olympics, like with snowboarding and like the
Blue, how is
even
like
we
were athletes in high school.
I know, like, I don't know why, but like, I don't know, the Winter Olympics just seem more interesting to me. Like I don't know, for the summer ones, it just seems like, you know, I feel like. Well, back in the day, I felt like anybody can fucking do it. And the winter ones was like, oh, like, I've never seen the snow. Like, this shit's fucking amazing. Like, goddamn, like, what the hell is that white stuff on the ground?
Well, that's because you were black and you grew up
exactly.
In the ghetto.
That's all bad.
Exactly.
Okay, so
magical.
The young girl was the 19-year-old Japanese skater. She took gold for skateboarding.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I was trying to, like, I was talking to K-Mac about like swimmers and like male swimmer body, like swimmers' bodies in general, and she was saying how like she thought that training in general was like is the way they got like their body shape, but I was trying to explain to her that no, like most like swimmers that are Olympic level swimmers, like their whole bone structure is like different from like most people. Like their actual bone, like they have like way wider shoulders than most people.
Yeah,
Their
they do.
their ribs like come way more up in like a V, and like they have like mechanical advantages over like most people. It's not just um, them training. So like
Training.
it's like if you look at like Blue's body, especially when he was younger, you still have like that same body. Like your shoulders are like way wider
Yeah.
than like mine. Like they're not way wider than mine. Actually, no, they are. Your shoulders are more wider than mine. Like
Yeah, my shoulders. I have very, very broad shoulders.
yeah, but like if you look at most swimmers, like you will never see an Olympic level swimmer that has like narrow shoulders. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just not gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
same thing. Like you won't see a sprinter, male or female, that have wide hips. Like it's not gonna happen. Like you have to have like narrow hips
short
because
legs.
well, no, Usain Bolt, he has long legs, but he's the aberration. But like you need to have like the narrow hips to like help like to move your legs around faster. If you have wider hips, it's like the way you have to move is like it's not as efficient as someone that has narrow hips. And there's like mechanical advantages that people have from birth that people don't really seem to understand. Like you can't train your way out of your mechanical, like your basic mechanical advantages or disadvantages. You can't. There's a limit that everybody has with their body. Everybody has with their body.
Yeah.
That's male or female.
All right. So, we want to move on, or we want to wrap it on up?
What else is on the list? Let me see. I'm pretty close to wrapping up. Anyway, let's see.
We didn't talk about something big that happened 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks? It was last week. I think it was last Wednesday or last Tuesday, which was the inquiry, or into the insurrection.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead, set it up.
Go ahead.
So from what I saw, because I only saw like the very first part, it looks like Congress started an inquiry into the January 6th insurrection. And they had, I believe it was 5. I saw 5. There could be 7. D.C. or Washington, D.C. police officers who were defending the Capitol. And they gave their statements, I believe it was I want to say it was last Wednesday. It could have been the week before. There was a lot of things that they had brought to light that them, or people were saying that they were either lying or there's no evidence to support them. Did y'all see any of this stuff, or nah?
Yeah, I did. I watched 2 of the officers' full testimonies, and I believe it was... What was the first guy's name? Oh, I'm trying to pull it up. Goddamn you, Washington Post, because, yeah, they asked me to pay for shit. I'm like, no, because you have ads. Not doing that shit. So I watched Michael Falcone, and I believe it was Harry Dunn. He was I think that was the large guy, yeah. Yeah, I watched both of them. And their statements were, especially, I believe it was Harry Dunn. Hold on, let me just, give me a second here, man.
Yeah, who was the one that slammed the table?
That was Falcone.
Accusing yeah, he was the one who accused Congress that they were trying to deny that those events happened. So he was kind of pissed. There were people saying that he rehearsed that or was acting on what was going on. I mean, maybe, but he didn't. He seemed like he was pissed his whole testimony.
He's been pissed for a while. Go ahead, Blue.
No, I was going to ask a question. Was it just the 4 DC officers that they were interviewing, or is there more to it? Because I only seen the interviews of the 4 officers.
It was just the 4 on that day. Yeah.
Okay.
It was 4. Yeah. So you want to know all their names? It was Harry Dunn. God damn it! I hate when they.
Harry Dunn. That's a horrible fucking name to have. Sorry.
I'm gonna fucking murder this guy's name. I'm sorry. Aquanillo Gonell, Michael Falcone, and Daniel Hodges. Those are their names. So, and they came from different Police Department. So Dunn and Gunnell were from the Capitol Police, and Falcone and Hodges were from the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department.
Oh, bad.
Well, yeah, just the fact that like they were telling their stories, and it's like, and they all said like, yeah, the black guy of the group, like he was getting fucking racist slurs spit out to him, but then like the fact like the one guy had a fucking heart attack just because of like how much shit was going down. Like he really thought he was gonna fucking die because these people were fucking rioting in the Capitol, and like it was like, okay, this is it. Like there's no way I can stop them. It's just us. Like there's like what the fuck am I gonna do? And he just basically like his heart just kind of gave out. It was too much fucking stress on his body.
So what I saw from that testimony, well, not from the testimony, is from people who were saying that if people were claiming calling him the N-word or whatnot, where's the video? How come there's no video of him? I don't think he had a body cam, and people were saying, well, there should be, because like people were literally questioning his testimony, saying that nobody would call him, the N-word as an officer. I'm like, if you're in an insurrection and you're trying to storm the Capitol, of course they're going to do that. Like, what makes you think they weren't? What makes you think?
I'm going to give you a hot take on that statement. I think that anybody that thinks that if people are questioning that he got called the N-word and they need video evidence to prove that,
validate.
I think that they would definitely call him the N-word if they were angry.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
all of them.
So it's just weird to me because people were saying that these people wouldn't have done it. First, they were saying they weren't Antifa, and now they're trying to say that nobody would call an officer of the law N-word if he's in uniform. He said this guy is sitting there saying this happened to me. I was there. How are you going to tell me that this didn't happen?
And 3 other officers backing him up.
Yeah, they just don't want to admit that these horrible things happened. It's like they're trying to change the narrative and saying like we want proof. I'm like, well, this guy's testimony apparently isn't enough proof, but you guys are asking for video that this happened. It's like, well, we saw some video. Obviously, they were breaking windows and stuff, and you guys are all talking about back to blue, but they killed the officers.
And they're trying to say that they're quote unquote crisis actors, which is like, it's an idiot's way to say that I don't understand these things and I have a problem with what I actually saw. You can watch Falcone getting his ass whooped on video, and other officers getting beat with fucking flags, and getting their face mask torn off, getting crushed, getting pepper spray, getting beat up, like all that. It's all on video. But people want to say, oh, they're all crisis actors. No, the fuck it wasn't. I watched it live. I was working. Oh, yeah. And I watched it live, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And so people like to, like, have, like, this revisionist history. Like, you're not even you're barely even a person. Like, you just believe in just, like, some made-up bullshit. Your fantasy life doesn't exist. You're fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's crazy because like some of the politicians that were inside that building still don't fucking believe it really happened. They're like, oh, I wasn't no fucking danger.
People that barricaded the door that were in there afterwards said that, oh, it didn't happen, but he was barricading the door. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, how did you lived through this event, but yet it just didn't happen? Do you have like some kind of temporary amnesia, or? I don't understand. People are saying, like, the truth is going to come out. I haven't heard anything else since that day of testimony that was heard. I don't know. I don't even know if it was testimony. It's just statements. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is still continuing. Is this still continuing?
I hope it still continues because people were, like, the Tucker Carlsons of the world. He didn't get his questions answered as if he was the person that's asking the questions, but there are questions that still need to be answered that are out there as far as I'm concerned, and it shouldn't just come down to 4 officers giving testimony. So I hope that there is more investigations that are going to be done and more evidence that is going to be found regarding January 6th. So yeah, I'm waiting for myself to, like, obviously their testimony was excellent, was a really good insight for me anyway, because there was some stuff that I didn't know that happened and they have proof of it happening. besides just testimony, but I want there more to be done because there's dangerous people out there to this day that were there that did bad things that are not arrested, and we need to like stamp this out. These issues that we have right now are because we decided to. This goes back to like the Civil War. Honestly, because we decided to not punish the people that committed these treasonous acts against America harshly enough. If I will always give the parallel to the Nazis in Germany. When World War II ended, Germany did the right thing. First of all, they got rid of all their Nazis. They didn't fucking put up statues for them. They tore down all their Nazi bullshit. They put all their Nazi bullshit in a fucking museum so people could understand like this happened, and they taught that it happened historically, factually, in school, and the people that the Nazis actually harmed, they gave them reparations. Okay, but in America, we went through this similar sort of thing, and we decided to put up statues of these traitorous fucks that murdered their fellow Americans and that wanted to uphold enslaved people so they can continue to torture and rape and live off of the laurels of other people's labor, and just erect statues for them and allow them to keep putting up their fucking bullshit flags in America. And this has fostered this white supremacy movement up until today. And until America decides that we've had enough with white supremacy and the disgusting acts that were done back in the Civil War, we will never fucking heal. Ever. Until we take a step back as a society and recognize that what was done in the past was wrong, and that we need to expunge all this fucking bullshit from our society and teach actual history in America, that what was done to black people in America. Yeah, I know that there's other groups too that were obviously wrong, like the natives here. They were done wrong. We stole all their fucking... Not we. I fucking didn't do that shit. Europeans stole all their land, they broke a bunch of treaties, and they stuck them on the shittiest fucking land that we have in America. And where's the reparations for them?
Same thing with Mexican and with Asian people. Like, this country does so many fucking people wrong. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, look at Japanese internment camps.
Irish.
Yeah, that happened in World War II, and people are still alive from that, and people don't give a fuck.
I think the only race that kind of came up is I said it earlier, but like Irish people, Irish and Italians, I would say.
No, I don't give them. I no longer give Irish and Italian people passes anymore, because once they could pass as quote unquote white people, then nobody really cared. Like, but if you don't look like a white person, if you can't pass as a white person, you got treated like shit, and you cannot equate enslavement to indentured servitude, because enslavement, there was no possibility of you paying back or getting out of enslavement until the Civil War. It's very small chance. There was some, but it was very small. The people that were Irish and Italian that came to America on indentured servant contracts, they could pay back their contracts and become free. Enslaved Africans could not do that. And their women were raped, their families were torn apart. So I no longer subscribe to equating Irish and Italian people to enslaved Africans.
True that.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I feel like that's a whole nother podcast there, but it's getting kind of late on the West Coast.
It is. And
West
I'm good.
Side.
It's all good. That was on down.
Right.
Can we talk about something happy real quick? Like somebody
Right,
put
sure.
a fucking happier note. Anything. I don't give a fuck. Give me some joy.
I thought you had something.
No, I
I
wasn't
did.
asking you motherfuckers, man. I gave the
I was
fucking
asking
shitty
too.
part.
all right. So, well, this was going to be part of my my outro or whatever. Not my outro, but just what I was doing. Suicide Squad
girlfriend?
is out. No, Suicide Squad is out this weekend. So there are two ways to watch. If you already are a subscriber of HBO Max, you can watch it with your current subscription, or you can see it in the theaters.
Wait, is it
Hell
free with
yeah.
a subscription?
Yes, it is free with your
Oh
subscription.
shit!
So
I'm
tomorrow,
fucking all in.
yeah. So Thursday night or
Alright, it's good.
Friday morning at 12:01, you'll be able to watch the film. They may switch it to where if you're on the West Coast, you can watch it at 9. I don't know if they're going to do that,
Bitch,
but
I
you
got
will
parent
be.
hours. Midnight doesn't exist except for this podcast because it's midnight. But outside of today, like midnight, I'm not up.
Yeah, but if you're up at 9, you can watch it at 9.
No, that's no.
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 All right. Well, once it's on there. Well, once Friday is official, it'll be on there. I think for 30 some odd days or 45 days, one of the two, and you'll be able to watch it then. It's getting extremely, really, really, really good buzz from critics. People that have already seen it say it's really good. It's gory. It's funny. I'm interested in seeing it because it's a DCEU film. I'm looking to review it next week on the podcast, so that's some happiness for you.
I'm not gonna check it out. I'm really curious to see how they top the last one.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing of the last one was just God, what was the witch's name?
Enchantress.
Yeah, Enchantress. She just, I don't know why, she just had something. I'm sure it was the dark makeup or the evenness behind her. She just looked
She's dirty.
sexy as hell. She looked dirty as hell, but I don't know. She just had something going. Like when her character was just like normal girl, clean cut, whatever. I was like, oh, okay, she's basic. But she got all evil and gothic. I was like, oh shit, let me just.
That's
got
like
some Vaseline.
that's like Supergirl when she got red kryptonite. She was all prim and proper, and then she got red kryptonite, turned into like this club hopping, all
Yeah,
dressing sluttier, talking shit to people. I was like, oh shit, it's kind of hot.
something about her did
Bad
something for me.
girls. The only thing that was super weird is that in the original Suicide Squad, the Enchantress was doing some stupid dance move while she's like doing some. So it was
Oh,
like it was the
conjuring some
dumbest
shit.
thing. Yeah, when she was casting a spell, she's doing like the weirdest dance move. I remember watching in the theater, everyone was cracking up. They're like, "What the fuck is she doing? Like, what the fuck is this?" It was so fucking bizarre. But
That was kind of weird because we had they were literally twins in that movie, with Harley Quinn. Like those two actresses look alike.
oh, I guess.
No, there's that theory that her and two other actresses that they all look the fucking same.
So that's Cara Delevingne. I don't think that her and Margot Robbie look the same at all.
Yeah, they look
alike a
lot.
I don't think they look anywhere near each other. But Margot Robbie and Jamie Presley, on the other hand, they look like sisters. They look like freaking twins almost. But that's just me.
What it's really funny because like on TikTok there's like a lot of fucking people on there that look like a lot of celebrities. Like there's a Scarlett Johansson lookalike on there that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought it was on this last minute, but like Lil Nas X, she has a new video that came out, and it's called The Industry. But like there's somebody in there, and I was like, oh shit, is that Jason Momoa? And I was like, there's no way Jason Momoa could be in this fucking song. So I looked it up, and like I guess it's a impersonator or a lookalike that they have on there, but he looked just like Jason Momoa. I'm like, holy shit.
You know, to this day, I have not seen a Lil Nas X video.
Are you serious?
Yep, never seen any of them.
Even
Old
I've seen-
Town
I've seen a
Road,
bunch of his videos.
all that stuff. I haven't seen any of them.
I watched the video where he twerks on
Did this-
the devil, and then I
I
watched the
haven't
video
seen-
where he is in jail, twerking with a bunch of dudes. So yeah, I like how he's unapologetically gay. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he just doesn't give a fuck.
He really doesn't.
Which you
And
you
he
shouldn't.
be blasting people on Twitter too. He's like, "Oh, y'all upset that I kissed some dude?" He's all, "Next time I'll fuck the dude on stage and then see what y'all do." I was like, "Oh shit!"
Well, it got to the point. It's so he's so much of a troll that he re-released his video for an Industry because there's a scene where a bunch of guys are dancing in the showers naked, prison, and he released a new video, unrated.
Oh, he's like, right? You want to see the dicks? Here you go.
Oh yeah,
So it's So he's such a huge fucking troll that you need to watch it because there's a little bit of a twist to it. It's kind of fucking funny.
That's hilarious. Yeah, he be
Wow.
trolling people hella hard. I think it's funny.
Okay, so
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna share this real quick. So I was talking about the whole Margot Robbie thing, and like there's literally a BuzzFeed thing of like actresses that all fucking look alike, and it's like, holy shit! Like which one of these is Margot Robbie? I guess is that her? Is that her? Fuck the.
I can't see. The pictures are weird.
Yeah, it's fucking funny, dude. They all I couldn't pick these girls out of a lineup. It's like pick which one is Margot Robbie. I'm like I don't know. Fuck. I don't
That's
fucking know.
hilarious.
Like I know this girl. She's from that one TV show. But yeah, holy shit. I couldn't figure out who's who in this one. Is there a list on who's in her? Nope. It doesn't say.
Probably not.
So it says this photo contains one photo of Jamie Presley and 19 photos of Margot Robbie. Holy shit.
Okay. So
So- okay. I would say
Jamie Presley, I think, is at the bottom. Yeah, Jamie
is there.
Presley is second. Yeah, that's Jamie Presley.
that's fucking funny. I thought they were all the same fucking person, or I thought they were different people. But like that's how bad it was. I thought they were all different people.
That's hilarious. But
All
yeah,
right,
there you go.
let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up. All right. Oh Ninja, what you got populating, calculating? What you doing this week? Till next podcast.
So, like I said, I'm looking forward to Suicide Squad this weekend. Plan on watching that, giving my review next week. It's been still pretty warm in the Bay, so I'm going to be going.
Going to hell?
No, it's not that hot.
No,
We're not in
you're
Arizona.
breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up. So I was like, oh,
Oh, sorry.
another variant.
I'm phase shifting at the moment. So I bought some celebrity liquor. So I bought the Rocks liquor, which is Terramana. So I'm gonna try it out this week, and then I bought George Clooney's tequila, the Casamigos.
I have that.
So, yeah, I'm gonna try some of those this weekend. I'm gonna be, I guess, tequila tasting a little bit and just kind of relaxing. I'm probably definitely going to be limiting my interaction with people, so I'll be home a lot more, except for my beach day because it was kind of already planned out. So, yeah, that's kind of about it.
Cool. All right, Cronus, what you got going on this week?
I mean, I probably have to take pretty much all next week off. So me and little Riley might do some fucking yard work.
You're gonna put it to work? God dang.
I mean, yeah, that's what you do with kids, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, like my front yard and my backyard is fucking terrible. It's still, except for the infinity base, which is awesome. But the backyard is basically dirt and bullshit. But the front yard needs some work too, so I need to transfer like a bunch of rocks from the front yard to the backyard to level it off, and then put artificial turf in the backyard. But yeah, I'll probably have little Riley help me with moving rocks, and then maybe make big rocks and little rocks if she gets in trouble. I'm just saying.
Like Jackson shit.
No. But I mean, I want to like make the front yard and backyard look better. So might as well start on it, on my own terms. And I have 5 days to get at least some shit done, so I can at least move some shit around. Yeah. Besides that, yeah. I mean, life is kind of on hold until the family gets better, and hopefully I don't get sick. I feel fine right now. So that's all I got.
All right, cool. For myself, Little Bash, or the sweetest, she went back to work today, and so I took my. So in California, you get 8 weeks for parental leave. So I'm taking my 2 months, the whole time. I didn't do like 1 month thing, but yeah. So just me and Baby Bash today, and just hanging out with him. I was trying to figure out like what can I do. Like I'm watching like different kind of videos and tutorials. Like, oh, you can do these activities and such with this month's old baby. So just having him around, just playing with him is kind of cool. um, we actually upgraded his bed, so he's no longer in a little bassinet. So he has his own. We skipped the whole fucking crib. We went straight to a goddamn bed. So he has his own fucking twin size bed. And if you know about Montessori, like the whole Montessori thing is like the kids sleep in the bed on the floor, and so he has his own bed. It's on the floor, but like the kid, because in his bassinet he would rotate in his bed like a goddamn clock. Like it's so funny because like the first night, like he started off at like 6 o'clock, and like he would go around to like 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Like he just rotated in the bed. It was fucking funny to watch. And it's funny because in the morning he woke up back at the normal start time, which is fucking funny as hell. But no, it's just fucking funny to watch him do that. But yeah, just watching him grow and like trying to figure out different activities to do with him. But yeah, oh man, it's just crazy. Just figure out what to do with the kid. But the Sweetness and I we're trying to plan our first date night, but because
Ooh, sassy time.
yeah, we're trying to give Bash a little sister. No, back when COVID first hit, we bought tickets to the Sky Wheel in San Francisco. And when COVID hit, like that shit was canceled, so we lost our thing. So we're trying to figure out a new time to do that. But yeah, just doing that. I'm trying to do some training while little Bash is sleeping. Kind of do some home improvement, some self improvement type stuff. But yeah, just fucking doing the best I can, based on what I'm doing this week. But with that being said, Ninja, take us out of here.
Wait, hold on, real quick. My birthday's in 2 weeks.
Oh
Actually,
shit, that's right.
Oh
shit. Little less than that, but yeah, I'm turning older.
I knew you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say I'm turning 1 year older.
You might.
Still the same thing.
My 4-year anniversary is coming up too, which is fucking crazy.
Is
Right
that
on.
the same day?
Damn.
It's close to the same day. I know that. Yeah.
The 24th,
It's
24th,
close.
the 25th.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah, I remember, dude. Your wedding was actually. I'm very proud, and very thankful for being a part of that. Even though it was not something I normally have been to, but it was still like hella people were there. It was great. We had it. Oh, the restaurant was awesome.
Epic.
It was great.
The restaurant was epic.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
restaurant was literally epic.
and the day was epic. It was great. It was a lot of fun. It was great.
Well, what's kind of cool about everything too is that like there wasn't really that many people. Our head count was only like 50 people total.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a lot. It felt like there was a good amount
Oh.
of people. I liked how you had you guys had your own menu of drinks. That was awesome. It was pretty awesome. Anyway,
Wait.
you just what?
Wait. Okay. Funny story is that like the bill for everything, it was literally $100 a person for food. Only for food. The drinks, that was a whole different thing.
Of course, drinks are always a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For 50 people.
And you wonder why I'm not getting married.
I mean, it's still on the cheaper end because like weddings can be like tens
Ooh,
of thousands of dollars.
Weddings can hit millions. Are you kidding? Millions upon millions. Mm-hmm. Well,
All right, let's get out of here.
you just experienced Black and Black times Infinity.
Infinity.
The Dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere you can listen to podcasts with B's and BTI. It's BTHANBTI. Everywhere on the internet. We're on social media too. Look for us, B's and BTI, or Black and Black times Infinity. Will come up one way, anyway, either way. Check out our official website, benheadproductions.com/B's and BTI. And then we have an email. You can email us your reviews or whatever if you don't want to like see your stuff on social media. bsandbti@gmail.com. If you want to be invited to the Discord, email us. We'll sneak you up in there, see what's going on, see what's good.
All right, y'all.